Target.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Discover the 4th of July sale at Target. Save 20% on clothing and swimwear for women, select cookies with Target Circle, and up to 50% off Sun Squad sporting goods. Get ready for a fireworks-worthy celebration with patriotic cookies, fun sports gear, and of course, spectacular fits. The deal's in July 5th, so hurry and get 20% off apparel, select cookies with Target Circle, and 50% off Sun Squad sports gear, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
It was a seismic shift in Lakerland felt all around the sports world.
Now, all of a sudden, we're one of the richest owners in all the NBA.
Mark Walter is now leading the brand new Lakers ownership group.
The guy that owned the Dodgers bought the Lakers and caught just about everybody by surprise is exceptionally exciting.
When the news broke, LA turned to 710 for the passion and pride of and gold.
New era, same home.
The home of the Lakers is 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Here we go, Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr.
The far side. You ready for the far side? I'm in the far side. You're in the far side.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. So let's get to the fun, shall we? The Travis and DeMarco Show right now.
Yeah. Look at Travis Escobar / Sosa looking good in the suit. Looking like a Miami drug dealer. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
You look good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I like that part better.
You're the guy that the Crockett and Tubbs are chasing. They can't believe it's you.
That's
at the
right.
top.
Well, I slow play it. I slow play it. How you feeling?
Good.
Good weekend?
I need some help.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm here to offer help.
No. I mean, you can't.
Uh-oh.
No, nobody in this room can because I know where you guys stand. I need to, speaking of stands, I need to hear from LeBron stands because I'm hoping he requests a trade. Does that make me a hater? I hope not, because I'm trying to respect the dude on the way out the door.
Well, you might not have to wait very long. It feels like it's in the air.
Yeah.
It feels like that statement that he released when he opted in was loaded with stuff, loaded with meaning that was unsaid.
Come from him.
Well, yes, it did. I mean, I know what your point. It technically did not, but that statement doesn't go out without his
procedure that came from his. What do you call that? The guy with the wig.
Yeah, the barrister.
The barrister, right? Yes.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot.
Interesting.
There's a lot to unpack, and we're going to do our very best to unpack as much of it as we can. NBA free agency starts officially at 3:00 today.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of things that could happen between then and now, and we'll see
Don't
what
suck
it is.
Pelinka. Don't stink this up. Don't mess this up.
Well, again, he's involved, but I don't know if he's the trigger man on any of this.
You're the GM. You're the face of that department, so it's Rob Pelinka. Because if it doesn't work out, he would be the guy that goes, right?
I agree with the last thing, not the first thing. If it doesn't work out, he may ultimately be the one that is the guys that pays the price.
Yeah, GMs get fired.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
What I mean.
I agree with you, but I don't think anybody thinks he's in charge of any of this. LeBron's in charge. Literally, by definition, he's in charge of it. He's got a no trade. He can literally. I will only do this.
Right.
And if you don't do that, then it doesn't happen. So it's more LeBron than now Rob's in charge of whatever may or may not come back if they in fact do this, but there's a lot on the line for everybody involved in this.
So the opt-in or the fact that what do you call that again? The way he took the deal? He opted in.
He opted in.
He opted
to his player option.
To his player option. Yeah. Now that opens up a possibility for a trade. He could say, please trade me.
Yeah.
And I think most people would be okay with that?
No, I would say just about everybody would be okay with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Just short of all.
I'm trying not to be a Bron hater.
Yeah.
He has a no trade clause, and so he has the right to refuse whatever trade.
No, that's what I just said. He's in charge of all of this.
He's going to pick where he goes.
He can say no at any stage in any of this, and by rule, by the clause in his contract, he can shut it down.
Okay,
so he's going to get what he wants.
On the Mount Rushmore, whether you like it or not, is he on that list? Yes, no, probably 99% yes, right? Okay, so it dawned on me today, and I think everybody's been talking about it. He's been here consecutively longer than anywhere else.
That's hard to believe, but you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Even this first stint in Cleveland? Is that
if you mix them?
Okay. I think you might. Yeah,
right.
4 in
he's
Miami,
under contract.
4 in Cleveland the second time, or beyond that. I just not exact. Was it 6 years?
I think he's
Cleveland
earned
the
that
first time?
respect to do it right and not to dump on the guy on the way out. But if he wants to request a trade, I don't think I would fight him.
I don't.
Is that fair?
Oh, of course it's fair.
It's equal amount.
Equal. Okay.
Yeah.
So he opted in. He opted in
consecutively. Say that.
Consecutively.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I hate the fact that you can do that. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. I just can't get it out.
Trust me.
What'd you say?
Heal.
Abbreviated.
Yeah.
Abbreviated.
Trust me when I tell you I have words I can't say. That just happens to not be one of them.
It's just not coming out today.
Now that you've put it in my head, I probably won't be able to do it.
Missing free throws. Okay.
A second time. So he opts in. Which means that he's going to make a little over $50 million this upcoming season. He will be a free agent at the end of next season.
And he's earned every penny.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't think that too many people are arguing to the contrary. Where it gets interesting was all of the added stuff that was thrown in when he did opt in, where there are lines of they want to make every season he has everyone counts that's left, that he wants a realistic chance to compete for a title.
That may be someplace else.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was the part that made everybody go, oh, wait, this wasn't just opting in because he thinks this is where it is or he thinks that this is where he wants to end his career. This was a very specific, and this goes to him not saying anything after the team traded, new ownership. This goes to the Lakers over the weekend not issuing a statement saying that he had opted back in, which they're not obligated to do, but traditionally is done when somebody comes back in. There's a lot of smoke in the air. We're just not quite exactly sure where the fire is right now.
It's a high-level divorce is what this is.
Yeah. And
you had a Bezos wedding and a LeBron divorce all in the same weekend.
And not if, in fact, this is where we're headed, and it certainly feels like it, not necessarily an acrimonious one. I think everybody's going to kind of get what they want out of this. You have to be respectful
on the way out because, like it or not, LeBron is a Laker. That's a major part of his career was spent right here in Los Angeles. So I think how he exits is very important. I really do. I think he's earned that. And I could care how you feel about him on the GOAT conversation, the Mount Rushmore, or if you think he's not a Laker, if he's statue-worthy, I could care less. The guy's been here a while, and he did bring you a championship. Call it what you want. So I think you have to be respectful on the way out. And that was the thing about the money. Should he take a pay cut? Yada, yada, yada. Heard some nonsense about that. That dude's earned every penny.
That's what I've been saying all along.
I 100% agree. Everything. Was he second team All-NBA at 40? Yeah.
Crazy.
Of course. So, yes, if he wants all of his cash, take all of his cash. Good. If he wants to be traded, like I said, I don't think I'd stop him. It depends on where he wants to go. Where do you think? Cleveland?
Well, hold on a second. Before we move on to that, I wanted to play this for you. This is from yesterday. This is Tim Bontemps on the NBA free agency frenzy that we had yesterday on ESPN 710, talking about the statement that LeBron's team issued yesterday.
What's hard to really see is what is the goal of the statement. What is the end game for LeBron and for Rich Paul? Like what are they trying to do? Because again, you can interpret that statement. It's kind of a Rorschach test, right? You can interpret it sort of any way you want to, and it's not really clear what the goal is. Because if you wanted to have flexibility and really survey your options, you would opt out. But by opting in, you're now on the Lakers.
Well, yes and no.
I'll take that too.
I think it's fairly clear what he wants, because if he opts out as a free agent, there aren't a ton of places that could afford him at what he's looking to do. There just aren't. There aren't a lot of places that need a player like him with what he's bringing to the table at this age, this stage of his career, with the miles that he's put in, that is willing to build your team around him. He's like kind of the final piece to something, which might make it easier to trade him as opposed to go on to free agency market. So that's why it is. And when he said, we understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future, and this is his team. This is not LeBron. This is his Clutch Sports. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that and are supportive and want what's best for him. That's not ambiguous. This is where he is because logistically this is where he needs to be, but we understand they are on a path. We're on a different path. I don't think those two paths line up right now. Let's figure something out, but let's go in here. Or maybe they could. Didn't
Ayton just become available?
Yeah. Your point being?
I don't mind that. I think he's a good rebounder. Who knows? If there's good to be had in him, putting him with Luka, who knows?
If you're keeping LeBron, then maybe that's something that is a little more intriguing.
That's what
but
I'm saying.
You're not, then all of a sudden, everything you need is totally different.
Yeah, everything
The
opens
timeline
up.
is totally different.
I would love one more crack at it with LeBron. I think that would be awesome to, like you said, one more time, let's ride. I don't mean the Russell Wilson let's ride.
That's right.
One more time with LeBron and Luka with some help, and let's see what happens. And then you're out of the LeBron business forever. If you can find a way to move on from him this year, then I don't know what an all Luka squad looks like.
You know what's funny?
I know you need somebody, a lob threat.
Yeah, but yes, but again, there's two tracks that are taking place that are totally different, and I'm okay with both of them.
Yeah,
like what you just said. If he does want to be here for one more year, great.
I'm glad he said he's chasing rings.
Great. Like if you are here for one more year, and then at the end of this year you want to go become a free agent or retire or whatever it is, great. The Lakers will be better with LeBron James this season than they will be without him. And if he wants to do it one more time and the Lakers want to go kick the tires on a player like DeAndre Ayton or see what else is out there, I'm okay with that. That's fine. That feels like we're going to kind of end up in the same place we did a year ago, but okay. It's not the end of the world. Also not the end of the world is if he says, I'm on out, I want to go over there, and they work some. Also fine, because then there's some clarity. We are starting the Luka Doncic era officially. What do we need with Luka? Not Luka and LeBron. What do we need with Luka to move this thing forward? What does it mean for Austin Reeves? What does it mean for all of these other pieces? That is a totally different road than we're just starting it a year ahead of time.
You know what I'm
That's
praying
fine
for?
Too. They're both fine.
I don't know if it's possible, but it would be fun if you traded him to Dallas. Wouldn't that be interesting?
It's not impossible.
Oh my God.
It's one of the few places that there's kind of like four spots that keep popping up, and we'll go through all four of them. But I want to go back.
That would be an interesting answer by the NBA if they engineered that.
It would.
We would be talking about that year round.
Great. But I want to go back.
Yeah.
When the Lakers made the trade originally, try to put yourself back in that moment. I'm not speaking to you specifically, DeMarco, but all Laker fans, including all of us.
Yeah.
The trade for Luka was met with a holy smoke, and then it was this is unbelievable. This opens things up for the next decade.
Yep.
That's still true. And then they got hot, and it was like, hey, we got to figure out LeBron and Luka like right now, which was fine also. But the Luka trade was done for the future. And if we're going to start the future a year sooner, great. If we're going to push it down the road one more year for LeBron, also fine. Like neither one of those are bad options. But if all of a sudden he's in Dallas, he's in New York, he's in Golden State, he's in Cleveland, wherever, and we'll go through these.
Yeah.
But if he's in one of those places, also fine. Let's get it started here now. We'll start it in the 2025-26 season as opposed to the 26-27 season. Let's just get it going because it's coming sooner than later.
It'd be more fun to get started now. I think you'll eventually get there. You'll just jumpstart it a little bit. I don't know. If you kept LeBron and got Ayton, I'd love to see what that combo would look like with LeBron James. Would that scare you in OKC? I don't know.
Let me answer that for OKC.
Better yet, forget that. Would that scare Minnesota?
No.
May change things some.
A little bit.
May change things some. But then again.
The rest of the West is not like, uh-oh. It's like, yeah, okay.
But then again, like I said, I do remember how the season ended. Luka was about done physically, and LeBron was tired.
Yep.
Yeah. So I kind of know how this story ends with this group. So when you're thinking about moving on versus LeBron and how you respect him on the way out, consider how the season ended. I always say that. Always go back, no matter what your feelings are now. Go back and remember how that season ended, and then tell me how you feel. I'd love to get started right now. I'm with you. I would. But I do respect the player and a guy that good. You have to respect him on the way out, if possible.
There's a lot to go over.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places he may go. There's a lot of roads, a lot of forks in this road right now, and a lot of people talking about it. Brian Windhorst, Tim Barnholmes, lots of people. You're going to hear from all of them, and be sure to listen tomorrow as well. You should listen every day, but listen tomorrow in particular at 12:30, a major Mason and Ireland announcement, and how you can press the flesh with them in private this summer. Private. That's tomorrow at 12:30 on 710 ESPN. So let's talk about some of those potential landing spots for LeBron, or maybe he's here and we are having a DeAndre Ayton conversation.
Probably.
It's all coming up. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Let's ride.
The breaking news yesterday that LeBron is opting into his $52.6 million deal. What does it mean? We're talking about it all day as the free agency frenzy tips off today on your home of the Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here. Join me for Walk United LA at the Rose Bowl Stadium on July 20th. Participants can walk or run to support fire recovery efforts and our most vulnerable LA communities. Learn more at walkunitedla.org. See you there.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
coming up fast. Mark your calendars. It is just a couple of Fridays away. Friday, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Don't miss your chance to press the flesh with us and root on your favorite 710
Not
personalities.
in private.
Not in private, publicly. During the summer tradition, unlike any other. It's a live broadcast. The event begins at 9 with our show DeMarco. The festivities for the 710 All-Star Game get underway at 6. It's all at the West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Be sure to bring your coolers and your lawn chairs for All-Star Friday night, made possible by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet. See what all the fun is about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Remember Sopranos, when Christopher got his button, the guy Emil, remember that in the shop?
I do.
I think that's when Shams kind of got his button around the Luka trade, because we heard about it. No one believed it until he confirmed it. And once he confirmed it, it was gospel.
Well, he broke it.
Yeah, but didn't someone else? Like, they thought he was hacked?
We all thought he was hacked.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, we thought he was hacked. And then he was like, nope, this is real.
He broke it. We all went, right. Somebody got Shams' password. And then Shams came back on and said, guys,
nope.
Not
real.
hacked. He confirmed his own report.
When it's on TV, on SportsCenter, that is as true to fact as possible.
He became a capo that day. Oh, yes. He's a made guy. You can't touch a made guy.
Well, unless you're Tony, and then you can pinch his nose closed after the car crash.
Well, he had to hide it, see? Yeah, there you
go. He wasn't doing great.
Can't touch a made guy.
He wasn't doing great. So, LeBron opts in over the weekend.
We knew that. Yeah.
Well, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. No, we talked about it all day on Friday. We had no idea.
It was expected. He wasn't good. I mean, I don't think he was going to test.
No, he could have. Okay, this is the very first time in his career that he has opted in to his contract, because he's ever in his 8 times that he has come up for contract, he's always opted out in order to get himself a new contract. To get himself a better deal to enter free agency. So this is why it was this surprise.
But this was a 40-year-old LeBron, and like we were saying, who is really going to sign that? Is he going to be very attractive? Your best option is probably decide to be a Laker.
Well, think about it. We were talking about it all day on Friday.
Yeah.
The crux of the conversation was 0 or 2, right? Because we were afraid he was going to come back in and
on the team perspective,
out, right? And we both said, we hope that he opts in, but we didn't think he would, because that's the thing that gives, I think, the Lakers the most amount of flexibility, quite frankly. It's the best of both worlds, because opt in for 1 year. Okay, great. Let's play it out.
Right.
Opt in for 1 year and ask to be traded if that's, in fact, what's coming this way, and it kind of feels like it.
For the team, yes.
Yeah.
The fastest way out is the best. For him, what is your market outside of here? We don't know. 40-year-old LeBron.
I think he knew, and that's why he opted in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was going to put the pressure back on them to do something.
But the
pressure's on you if you decide, if you opt out.
I don't think there's a ton of pressure on the Lakers. I think I really don't.
Really?
Now, it's interesting and it's exciting, but the pressure is on him. He's got to pull the trigger. He's got to approve it. Like, this is on him.
Right. Or he can say, I want to stay. And then what? That's what I'm saying.
Also fine.
Right.
Like, for 1 year, like, the Lakers are in a really interesting, unique, and I think ultimately positive spot.
If he stays, how do you build to win now and build? And that's part of the statement from Clutch. How do you plan to win now and then also not sacrifice the future?
But I think the interesting thing is, I think the pressure isn't on the Lakers. It's because if he says, build me a winner now, okay, the lay of the land is there's not a lot of options there. There's some smaller things that they can do.
Right.
DeAndre Ayton becomes an interesting
something
one.
I do yesterday.
Yeah, maybe with LeBron. Put a pin in that. We'll come back to that.
Yep.
But that isn't I'm here for a long time. If he opted in or he opted out and they gave him multiple years and a new deal, then the pressure's on the Lakers to figure out a very complicated puzzle about his timeline, Luka's timeline, the options that are available.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. He actually gave them a little bit of a break from the pressure, as I see it, because he's the Caesar in this. He gets to thumb up or thumb down a trade. That's on him. He's the one that ultimately will decide, get me out or not.
Right.
That's on him. The impetus for all of this is LeBron. Like, the Lakers didn't say, hey, listen, we'd like to trade you. He's doing it. Like
he hadn't said anything yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. But if we're reading the tea leaves correctly, and maybe we're missing it. Maybe it's just I just want to play one more year, but it doesn't feel like it.
No, I mean it's if you're Rob Pelinka, it's a weird spot to be in because you still have the LeBron situation, and then you have Luka. So you have a guy you need to build around. Do you start that now, or can you push that off for another year? I think there is some heat, if depending on where he goes or what he wants to do. If he says, I want to be a Laker, I want to stay here.
Great.
Okay, now you have to build for now and sacrifice the future.
No. I disagree with that.
Well,
you have to sacrifice one season. This season. That's it.
Okay, it's a season.
It is. It's not nothing, but it's the lowest possible amount.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be waiting around if that's possible, because I still have to make sure that Luka is on board with everything I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
And it's weird.
I
mean, I have to make sure that I do right by LeBron, and I have to make sure that I gain or keep Luka's trust in the vision.
Other
with
order.
Me.
I agree with both of those things, but we're doing them in the other order.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Like it's a little bit like being at home, right? Like I want to try to please everybody, but I got to please my wife first,
right.
And then I can please the kids, and then I can please my neighbors. Like there's an order of operations to these things.
Yeah.
They have to please Luka first. And if we're good here, okay, then we can worry about making sure that LeBron gets what he wants, if in fact that's what it is. But the Luka piece goes first.
Yeah, super interesting, yeah.
I want to play you guys this piece of sound. It's from Brian Windhorst yesterday on the Free Agency Frenzy that was on our air with Tim Bontemps and Evan Cohen. By the way, you can listen to Evan Cohen every morning on Unsportsmanlike. Great this morning. They had a lot of stuff on the Lakers. But on this, Brian Windhorst was saying, basically, with this statement, the ball is in LeBron's court. And it's kind of echoing what we've been saying here.
I felt they were clear as mud. I'm not really sure what they are trying to communicate. He has 100% full control of his situation. He had an option to become a free agent today, which he bypassed, and he controls. He's one of two players in the league that has a no-trade clause, LeBron and Bradley Beal. And so when it comes to trade, he has total control over whether he gets traded, what he gets traded for, etc. So the Lakers don't have any control. They can only receive his notification of the player option, and if he would like to be traded, he can communicate that. He hasn't done that, and so the ball's in LeBron's court.
That's the point I was making, which is the pressure, the impetus, the start, the haul, the destination. All of these factors, variables, are going to be determined by LeBron James. The Lakers have very little agency in this.
Zero.
They've got the ability to say no to something.
Yeah.
But beyond that, that's about it. Like the rest of it is LeBron's decision to start it, finish it, agree to it, and move on.
Will anyone else ever have this sort of power again?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Steph might be. I don't know.
It's a great question.
That's a lot. That's a stranglehold on one franchise, which is incredible.
It really is.
It really is. It's really incredible. Wow.
I'm racking my brain right now trying. Like, let's say
if you're LeBron, you got to get out of here because this is a no-win for you. I mean, this really is. You're holding up the whole process here, and you're making your own fans frustrated by it. And you're going to come back and play here? Come on. You can't play your way out of this. In my opinion,
played their way out of it.
He can't.
They're going to be what they're going to be. There is no move that puts them back in championship contention unless something extraordinarily unlikely happens. But so the decision for him is come back and play and hope that a very narrow path to a title presents itself. Okay, maybe, but very unlikely.
Wow.
Or this is the last season, or you do what you're saying, and that's say, hey, I want to go over there. And that's where it gets very, very difficult to trade him. I want to, going back to the free agent frenzy again, here's Tim Bontemps talking about how challenging it is to actually move him.
Are the Lakers a championship team?
Probably not, but the problem for LeBron is that by opting in, I think he's pretty hard limited his options on where he can go. I mean, in this new environment with the cap, in the first and second aprons, it's very hard to trade for somebody making almost $53 million. There's not a lot of cap space this summer. A lot of the good teams are either in the second apron, like the Cleveland Cavaliers, for example, or the Minnesota Timberwolves, or they're banging up against it, teams like the New York Knicks or other teams like that. So even if LeBron went to the Lakers and said, hey, I really want to be traded, by opting in, I think he's really limited his options, not to get back to the option word too much. And if I was the Lakers, I'd put out a release, assuming LeBron has opted in, and say, hey, great to have LeBron back, greatest players of all time, and we'll see you at training camp in September.
I guess you're going to have to play your way out of it.
Well, who knows? Difficult doesn't mean impossible. Difficult means difficult. There are ways to do things, and we'll talk about some of these destinations and what the legacy might be and what the haul might be. But there are some places. Difficult does not mean impossible. It means difficult. That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
USC football is more than a game. It's tradition, pride, and unforgettable Saturdays in the Coliseum. Be there for every kickoff, every touchdown, and every unforgettable moment this season. Secure your football season tickets today and lock in the best seats, exclusive fan benefits, and memories that last a lifetime. Don't miss out. We need you in the stands. Visit USCTrojans.com or call 213-740-GO-SC.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
NBA free agency kicks off for real at 3 o'clock this afternoon. But the big one, not a free agent story exactly, but an NBA story. LeBron James opts into his contract. 53 million?
50 something. 52 points, yes.
For
if you round up, if you tip him.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Right here. Here's a little something
plus
for you.
Plus 20%. Yes.
There's a little something for you. And it just opens up a ton of possibilities for what may be happening today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, in the middle of the season. You know, who knows? Maybe they don't find something that works for them soon. Maybe and again, this all presupposes that LeBron asks for a trade, which if you're looking at the tea leaves, that feels like where we're headed.
Until that last soundbite about it limited his options. Oh, okay.
Well, that's I mean,
but there's still enough options out there.
Yeah, and what if it's just one option? What if it's just because? Okay, let's go through some of these options. Here are the 4 teams that you hear most frequently as potential destinations for him. They are very variably different on who you could go to based on the challenges in each and every market.
Yes.
You heard Dallas, okay? That's actually kind of sort of interesting.
Leave him with Dallas, huh?
But, well, there's Kyrie.
Yep.
There's AD, who he's both familiar with both of these guys, won a championship with both of them. And then there's Cooper Flagg, who's there too. So that's an interesting
LeBron.
Group, right? Okay.
Olympic team.
That would also be a weird, and again, this happens all the time, so follow me on this. A legendarily great player will frequently end his career in a weird place. You're like, oh, right, he was over there. Like, that's not unprecedented. Weird, but not unprecedented. There's New York. The Eastern Conference is really interesting because
it's wide open.
It's wide open. Mm-hmm. It's wide open. Celtics, Jason Tatum
Brunson,
is
LeBron,
gone.
Cat.
Giannis, okay, maybe. Indiana just had a great year. Philadelphia, oddly enough, is kind of sort of in it in a weird way. Orlando made the trade for Bane. There's a lot of stuff going on over there, but nobody is the clear-cut favorite.
God. Can you imagine Sports Talk Radio if Bron became a Nick?
So LeBron there.
Yes.
The other one that you hear, and this goes back a few seasons, Golden State. Now that seems to be
the
really
old guy
challenging.
League. Yeah,
right?
That's the Ben Gay team. Yes, that's
But to play with Steph, to go do their, maybe that puts them
elbows and bruises. Yeah, that'd be nice.
The one that makes the most sense, not just for legacy, not just to round off the circle, not just because it's the East, not just because they're a pretty good team, not just because he might put them over the top.
Cleveland.
But it also might be the team that could get the most coming back the other way for the Lakers.
Don't have a ton of stars.
Is Cleveland.
Yes. Don't have a ton of stars.
But if you got, Allen is a name that you hear all the time. You have Garland is a name that you hear all the time.
That would be awesome.
Like that is
DeAndre Hunter is also not that bad either. He could be a valuable asset.
There are pieces over there that you would be very excited to have coming back. It makes that's the one that makes the most sense. LeBron James began here, hit it in the middle, and we're ending here. They have things that you could send back the other way that get you excited.
Yeah, hell of a final act, and you'd probably bring Bronny with him.
That's another fascinating part about all of this.
And you stretch it out, you get the other kid up there too.
Yeah, I mean, again,
that makes sense. I mean, that would sell tickets. That would definitely put butts in the seats, and they're pretty good. And I don't think you would have to. I don't even know what their nucleus would be to destroy to bring him in, because I don't know if you can salary-wise.
They just had one of the best records
in
the entire league. They were really great until they weren't.
I'm with you. Why
would you blow it up for LeBron?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what LeBron's market is. I'm sure ownership would be happy. I'm not sure if the players or coaches would like it.
Well, ownership, I agree with you, would probably be into something like that. LeBron would be something into it. The idea of why blow it up, well, I hear what you're saying. They didn't do great in the postseason, you know what I mean? And that I'm not saying that you don't run it back because they are the number one seed. They do have a good team, but hey, look,
I don't think they're knocking on the door of a championship.
In Eastern Conference that went haywire. Part of it is because the number one seed went out early. And it wasn't, and there were some injuries there too, but that's the one that seems to make the most sense for all parties involved. That the Cavs, if they're going to go for it, adding LeBron James is not a bad deal. They have assets coming back the other way. It makes sense from a legacy perspective.
We're hoping he
Eastern
wants to
Conference.
go there. Okay.
It at least makes sense on paper. It at least makes sense, narrative-wise.
Him, does it make sense to go back to Cleveland?
I think so.
You think?
I do.
Because you said that it was the best of all possible worlds. Because, I mean, who has a better chance of winning the championship? If he stays here with the Lakers or goes there with Cleveland?
The Cavs by a million miles. So? Just for one obvious reason.
What?
They're in the easier half of the draw.
Oh, well, you get there.
This is one of my favorite takes because it's so stupid, but I believe it to be true. You know how you win a title? You have to be in the title round. You have to play in the championship to win a championship. To do it out of the West, you got to beat 3 really good teams. To do it out of the East, you might have to beat 1.
That might be smart.
So just
that might be smart.
Just path to a title, it's way easier over there. Not because the Cavs are better than the Lakers, they are, but it's because it's a much easier road.
You think it'd be that might be where he wants to go.
It checks all the boxes.
Yeah. For him,
and for the Lakers. And for the NBA,
he could say Timbuktu, and it works better for the Lakers. Him going to Cleveland, that might be interesting. I don't know. I mean, can they make it fit? Because, and if you do, what's left of your team?
Well, they're not going to have to. They're not going to have to empty the bag. They'll have to do some things. Maybe you get a third team involved.
They are in the second apron, so they'd have to.
They're going to have to take a little bit of a bite. Second apron.
Yeah,
but they're going to. There's enough to get it done. There's enough to do it without blowing up the entire team. Mobley's probably not in it. Mitchell's not in it. Like your two best guys are not in it. And so you still have a lot of options there.
And that's the sucky thing, because you could actually come up with a deal. He could say no. You could be ahead of it and have Cleveland on like board. This is what we want to do. We're going to trade you to LeBron. Okay, sure. And he says, nah, I think I'll just stay here.
He could.
That's what sucks. Right.
He could.
I don't like that.
That's what happens when you gave him a no trade.
Yes.
That you knew that what you just described as a possibility the second that was written into his deal.
That's what I mean. Like if I have to go to Cleveland, I'm just trying to think from LeBron's perspective. I have to go to Cleveland, and then let me see what that looks like for me to get there. Okay, you know what? I don't like the way that looks now.
Okay.
That's not good. That's not good enough for me to win a championship, which is the stated goal. I want to compete for championships. The best possible place for me might be right here. That's what I'm saying. It depends on what it looks like and what you have to do to get him. See, I was all on board until that other soundbite when the guy said he limited his options. How do you trade for him? Some of those teams that might want him or the places he might want to go are up against it to begin with. And then to get him, what are you giving up?
Well,
and then at the very least, if you make a deal, he could go, nah, I don't like the way that looks. I'll stay here.
And that's, again, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
That you agreed to that being a part of your life the second you gave him the no trade. So him being able to say, nah, okay. But again, this is why I think it's so exciting for the Lakers.
Yeah.
If he says no, that's okay too.
Yeah.
That's not the end of the world to have LeBron James on your team for another season.
Absolutely not. No.
But I'm not
and
getting.
I'm trying to get used to the idea that it might be that way, that he may have to play his way out of this mess. Because most people, when he opted in and then we said trade, everybody was like, yes, please buy, go. So he may wind up being here with all those same people.
Maybe, but that's fine too. And just because a reporter says that doesn't work, things change. People change their mind. Those things are exceptionally fluid. And again, this is why it's exciting. If he stays, that's fine, because the future starts a year from now. If he opts out, that's fine, because the future starts today or tomorrow or whenever it happens. And you've got more flexibility. You've got more clarity. This is a word that we've talked about a million times. We haven't even talked about this.
What?
The new ownership group aligning with this move is fantastic because it allows the guys with vision, my favorite word with regards to the Walter Group, to come in at a time where you're starting with a relatively white piece of paper, right? That it's Luka Doncic, and we'll figure out the rest from there. We'd like to keep Austin Reeves, and probably will, but we can kind of go in any direction right now, as opposed to Luka, LeBron, and now we got this. We got to make sure about that. Like, it just really is clarifying to people who are very good at forging a path forward. There are no bad options on the table for the Lakers.
And if he's here, if he spends his last year here, if there's no trade that both suits him and suits another team, he's here for one more year, and it's kind of like a last dance with the Lakers. You do the Austin Reeves his last year as well. I mean, he could come back in free agency, but he's going to be a free agent next season. You have Luka Doncic, potentially fit and ready to play, recovered from his calf injury. This could be the best option to drive all these people, LeBron and Austin Reeves, playing for either their next deals or their last year.
Great.
It could be a great option for the Lakers.
I really don't see an outcome that is super bad for the Lakers. There are varying degrees of good things, but I don't think that there's an option that ends with them going, "What the hell? What?" I really.
There's only a finite number of things that can happen,
right? And all they vary from Okay, I can live with that too.
Let's go. I'm starting to wrap my head around the fact that this is going to be a run back with a few new pieces.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
Maybe. Yeah. But I also think...
which is cool.
I think it's kind of right down the middle of the fairway. I think it's a 50-50 shot on him saying, you know what, I'd like to go. And put it to you this way. We all stipulate LeBron James is a pretty smart guy. Mm-hmm. We stipulate that his team, Clutch and Rich Paul, these guys, pretty smart guys, right? They're not first-timers. They've been doing this a long time. If they're, in fact, asking for a trade to us, they know what's up. They've kicked tires. They know that this works over here, that doesn't work over there. They know. And so if they really thought there was no option for him to move, I don't know if they do this.
Yeah.
They did not do this. We opt in and then crack their knuckles and say, hey, I wonder if there's a trade out there for us. No way. They've vetted a lot of that stuff.
What's the kid from Utah? The one
Kessler?
No, the one that's refusing to
Ace
show
Bailey.
up.
He
Ace
showed up. He did show up.
Okay, so Momo dropped the nugget when she was in here talking about his agent. Did you see Ace Bailey's agent yet?
I've not seen him, no.
I saw the picture of him in his car,
Have you guys seen Ace Bailey's... Okay,
I've heard him. What did I miss by seeing him?
It popped into my head when you were talking about LeBron's representation and how professional it is.
Yes,
that's the high end.
Yes.
Okay, so I think
this is not.
This might be the other end.
This is the opposite.
On the other. Oh my God!
Okay.
Yes. Woo. Okay.
What did you see that made you feel like this?
When you see it, you'll know.
Tell me. I haven't seen it.
When you see it, you'll know. I'm like, okay, we've seen this before. I get this. Oh my God.
I have to see it. You can't tell me.
I cannot tell you.
Okay.
This is something you must see for yourself.
Great for radio.
Look up Ace Bailey's agent and get back to me.
I've seen it.
What am I missing?
He doesn't look professional. He looks like somebody who is your uncle.
Stop it.
And not your agent.
Representation. Okay.
Yes.
We've seen uncles get hired before.
Like I said, look for yourself and then get back to me.
The Far Side is coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The breaking news yesterday that LeBron is opting into his $52.6 million deal. What does it mean? We're talking about it all day as the free agency frenzy tips off today on your home of the Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
Hey, it's Mason. Tough times, a lot of people find themselves owing money to the IRS. It can really weigh you down and you're confused about the right way to handle it. And all those scary ads on the radio about the IRS, they don't help. Tax relief advocates want you to relax, knowing that whether you owe $5,000, $50,000, $500,000 in tax debt, you don't have to fear the IRS another day. TRA has a proven 3-step tax resolution process, plus they're experts at working with special programs available from the IRS to help taxpayers get back on track. Easy to see why they have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you owe money to the IRS and feel trapped, don't lose hope. Tax relief advocates could reduce or even eliminate your debt. End your tax nightmare today. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Again, 800-575-1482.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into the land of shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've crossed over into the far side.
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far
Let's
side.
Go.
It is the middle ground between light and shadow.
Do you know what helped?
4 or 5 hour ride.
I jumped in the ocean. It helped.
Between science and superstition.
I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel fast. I want to feel naked out there.
And it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. The far side.
Gosh dang it, Travis. I got so much stuff in my head. Now I want to talk about, what's his butt? Who were we just talking about?
Arch Manning.
Arch Manning. I would love to be in the Arch Manning business. I would. I think that kid is going to be a fantastic pro.
Yeah.
I think he's as close as a can't-miss kid as we've seen in a long time.
He hasn't played a ton yet.
I know. He still has to go out and prove it, but he's a Manning.
Okay.
He's been training for the pros since he's been a baby.
No question. And I don't have a scout's eye, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I do know that Quinn Ewers kept him off the field.
Yeah.
And the NFL was not beating a path to Quinn Ewers' door.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I don't know. Just weird. Just seeing that commercial. Yeah, that's going to be funny. But
Different
that's
world.
not. I was thinking about this, and this is so funny. So, two of the best players I've ever been around covering or playing with, Marshall and AD.
Sure.
They're both in the Hall of Fame. Now, there's some Hall of Famers out there I can mention, Isaac, Orlando. They're all special in their own way. But I'm talking about, like, top of the heap guys. Not that many better than these guys. Marshall is one of them, and AD definitely, right? The one thing that links them both is they would never, ever share trade secrets with you, even if you're teammates. They would never tell you anything.
I've been around guys like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember this is back in the day when Dick Vermeil was team building. So he would have these barbecues, and everyone would show up. He'd do it by position or by like linebackers and DBs or whatever. They'd all show up. You'd have wine with him. You'd have barbecue in his backyard, and we just talk. Kind of like Remember the Titans type stuff.
Sure. Sounds like a nice night, by the way.
It was. For me, oh, my God.
Good wine, barbecue, let's
heavy
go.
pour, all great wine.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And he would be leading you. He would be leading you, yes.
Yeah, well, Dick owns a winery, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was field testing. We just didn't know it. So Marshall was the only guy that refused to go. And as a guy that was interested in team building, it rubbed me the wrong way until he explained it. He really did. And it was away from everyone. I never saw Marshall in the weight room. I never saw him in the training room. I know he's in there, but he did it when everyone was gone.
Okay.
So finally he corners me and he tells me about it. He says, hey, look, someday they may come and ask like me a question about Vermeil, and I don't want anything in the way to make it like personal. I want to make a clean decision. So he just will not share insight, anything about how he sees it. AD is the same way. So anyway, that's all being said. That sack summit this weekend. Did you hear about that? Von Miller's sack summit?
No.
Where all the best pass rushers come together?
Oh, like Tight End Academy or Tight End U or whatever it is? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Sack summit. I like it.
It bugs me. It really does bug me. Because when you're all together as a group, we're pass rushers versus them. I get it. But remember, the guys you're going to be beating on are my teammates.
I'm with you.
Why would I help you beat my own guy?
Yeah.
Why would I help you get Matthew Stafford hit?
I'm with you.
I always rub me the wrong way, right? So I saw it's Von Miller, Max Crosby, and what's his name? Cameron Jordan.
Okay.
Weird. I just wonder why they're doing crap like that. And why you would go and do that.
I've never understood. So this is a bad example of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was playing in the Jayhawk League one summer, and I had a couple of teammates that were from UCLA. Well, we played UCLA every year.
Yeah.
Right. I know I'm going to have to pitch against these guys moving up. And they were like, well, I know how to approach an at-bat against you. And I'm like, well, tell me more. I want to know what you're thinking about. Now, it turns out they were right, and they were still lacing doubles off the wall.
Right.
But he's like, their whole thing was, you can't throw a fastball by me. I just need to sit on curveballs, and I know that you're going to get one up, and I'm going to bang it because I know you can't beat me with a fastball. Now, their analysis was right because I didn't have it, but yeah, it's one of those things. Why are you telling me how you're going to go about doing this?
Thank you. Or they're going to go back and share that info with the guys that are blocking you.
Sure.
Hey, this is what this guy can do. This is what he can't do. Why would you go and share that information? Why would you volunteer that? That's
I've
weird to me.
never quite understood that.
Tight ends, I can kind of get. O-linemen get together, I can kind of get. But that's giving away your pitch sequence.
I'm with you. It's all of it, because let's say this tight end tells the other tight end, hey, look, to shake the guy that's covering you, try this, and it works, and it's a touchdown, and you lose a game against my team
and all bets
because
are off.
I just told you how to beat that linebacker that's covering you.
Yes, all bets are off during the game. So whatever information I know about you, I can willfully disseminate to win the football game. That's possible. But I would not give you the info. That is crazy. So I used to have this lightning fast get off, right? So they would always want to know, what are you looking at? And I would just say the ball. It was more than that. There was a lot more than that. So this is that information gathering I was telling you about.
Sure.
Okay, so this is what people don't know. Right before the ball is snapped, everybody stops breathing. So
that's a great tip.
It's so funny when it happens, and especially when you know the guy in front of you is doing it. Right, it's a poker tell.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop breathing, I'm
Don't
off.
splash the pot.
Right. Or as soon as your eyes come back to me, here comes the ball. So as soon as you make eye contact, I just roll.
Is
now,
that
sometimes
I'm
I'm wrong.
Through study or just being around it a lot?
I'm information gathering. I'm getting into the cadence, getting into everything. You know, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening. And the minute I figure it out, it looks like magic. And then they ask me, "What are you looking at?" I'm not going to tell you. I'm looking at the ball.
No. Look, I've never understood this. If you have something that works,
right,
that no one else has, why would I tell you?
Oh, you know why I like rookie quarterbacks? They never change the snap count. Everything's on one.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
He's trying to remember so much. Everything's on one. Love it.
They all stop breathing.
Oh, my God. It's crazy. Watch the next time you go to a football game, check bellies.
Check what?
Bellies. Especially on the O-linemen. Right when they stop, here comes the ball.
We dog.
Not that one. I've been at ESPN 10 years now, a little more than 10 years. And that drop became a part of my life about 3 years into my career here.
It's a good movie.
No, it's
great movie. Yeah,
I know. I'm fine with the movie. I'm not okay with the
Breathe Dog. That was That was the scene that won him the Oscar. Come on.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on there. All right, LeBron James is a Laker. He has opted back in. And he also I keep saying he. I need to be a little more specific. His representation also said that he is valuing championships and that he is closely monitoring the decisions that they make moving forward.
Yay, he wants championships. Good.
Yeah, well,
it still matters to him.
I think it does.
Good.
But I also think this was a way for him to start the process of, hey, you know what? I just feel like maybe it's time for me to go somewhere else. Also fine.
I'll be okay.
Also great. Yeah. Then I look, okay, we've all had this moment, right? We've all had this moment where you play a card hoping that the response will be, no, don't do that. And then when you go, hey, I'm going to do this, and they go, okay. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, snap. Now what? I threatened to leave, and no one looked up from their plate. Now what do I do? I guess I got to leave. And I'm not so sure that's not what's happening right here as well. We'll continue to talk about the possibilities with LeBron James. Jalen Ramsey is going to the
Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Pretty big trade right there. Sua Cravens is going to join us here in studio. That is coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Hey Rams fans, it's your quarterback Matthew Stafford here. Join me for Walk United LA at the Rose Bowl Stadium on July 20th. Participants can walk or run to support fire recovery efforts and our most vulnerable LA communities. Learn more at walkunitedla.org. See you there.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Sellers Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs, agents, or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Sellers Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $20,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no-obligation offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Sellers Advantage.
Hey, baseball fans, ready to swing for the fences? It's ESPN LA's Legends Launch, presented by our friends at Legends Attic. Part of All-Star Friday night, step up to the plate and take your shot at launching as many baseballs as you can into the home run zone. Spots are limited, so grab your bat and go to ESPNLA.com right now to sign up. Bring the heat and showcase your legendary swing at our All-Star Friday night event on July 11th at West Covina Sportsplex. Reserve your spot now thanks to Legends Attic, the ultimate sports fan's dream destination.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710. The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GAR-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
That's Mason in Ireland.
Crazy. I was stupid and young and reckless. Stupid, young, and reckless. It's great to be that way
fun to me.
at some point, yeah.
Mason in Ireland. Weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Do you know who that is, DeMarco?
Is that you? Get out of town. What?
Yeah. We had Jerry the intern. He mixed that for me during USC's football season last year, and we did a segment, and that came on, and I'm like, wait, are y'all playing this? So, yeah, he had a nice
What are you saying there?
When I lost it all, seemed like nobody would answer my call. Got it back, I had to deal with a loss. Put the Zanny down, deal with withdrawals.
I see you. Yes, sir.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Sua Cravens joining us here as well on Trav and DeMarco. Sue, it's good to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate you
guys.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Is that you? You really? You do that, man?
I used to write for music labels back in the day.
You used to write for music labels?
I used to write for like 20 artists. I'd make like 40 songs a month and just send them out and get nothing
Wait,
in
are
return.
you the ghostwriter? Is that what that is? The ghostwriter?
Ghostwriter.
Oh.
I am the ghostwriter. I'm not going to tell you for who, because then that would eliminate the ghost part.
Really?
But
Wait. Are you telling me
ghostwriter.
people come to other people for lyrics? That's
I'm
real?
telling you that talent is missing in the music industry.
Oh, my God. Really?
So we clean it up.
I don't want to blow your ghost status.
Okay.
But did you have some that went?
I actually had 2 songs stolen.
Oh, man.
Like, I did a song for somebody, and this one person was really big.
Yeah.
And did the song for them, sent it over. They wanted me to basically agree to
sell it.
Like, we'll give you the cheapest amount of money we can give you, and you get no royalties, no writing credit, none of that.
Yeah.
And when I said no, never heard back from him again. And a month later, I hear my song on the radio, like sped up.
Come on,
so they
man.
couldn't
Sped
get
up.
in trouble.
Come on, man.
Sped up with like a few of the lyrics changed, and I was like, yeah,
that's how.
Welcome
to
Oh,
the
my
music
God.
industry.
That's shady.
You got an education.
Got baptized.
Wow.
So I was like, all right,
Yeah, you did.
here
The
we
part
go.
of you's happy,
Yeah, you
there's
did.
my song on the radio.
Yeah.
The other part is somebody else is making cash.
So it happened when I was on the Broncos.
Oh.
And like I had previewed that song I wrote for the other person in the locker room. So when the song blew up, people were like, so ain't that your song? And I was just like, yeah, no.
Not anymore.
Not
Who is
anymore.
it? I want to know. Who is
Not
it? Come
anymore.
on.
Can't tell you.
Ah.
Can't tell you.
Sue, I like you came in here, and then the first thing you said to DeMarco is, "Aren't you the guy that got kicked off
No.
the Rams?"
You were talking about a friend we have in common, old teammate Howard Griffin. Great guy.
Yes.
Yes.
He was a teammate of yours in Denver.
No, he won 2 Super Bowls in Denver.
Oh, okay.
We met at the Big Ten Experience last week, and we were,
Big
just
Ten,
chopping
man.
it
I
up.
still can't get rid of. I can't wrap my head around that. That
It's
SC is a
crazy.
part of the Big Ten.
It's
crazy.
Oregon, Washington, UCLA.
Trying to remember, did we use Howard as a running back or a fullback? Because we had Bettis, we had a true fullback.
I mean, he played fullback most of his career, didn't he?
When he went to Denver,
Yeah.
he became their fullback, their move guy. So
For
we
TD.
so he was their move guy, and we played them a year after we let him go, or a couple years later. So he had forgotten all about the fact that we were teammates. So he was a Bronco. So he was out there regulating. And part of the people he was regulating on happened to be me.
Number 75.
So this is when John Ireland, I think he said he didn't believe that the word wham was an actual play in
wham
football.
block. Yeah.
The wham block.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, yeah, it's
one.
real.
Yeah.
Howard got me twice with that same damn wham block in Denver. Yes, came from outside the numbers.
I was just going to say, explain for people that might not know what that is.
This is when the fullback lines up damn near on the sideline. Yeah. So I'm not looking at him. And
Gotta have your head on a swivel.
And then comes motioning in and hits me in the side of the head. That's basically
they've
what a
made
wham
it
is.
illegal now. You cannot do it anymore.
You can still do it. You just can't chop.
Oh, okay.
But the wham is me getting hit in the side of the head. That's the wham. And he did it twice.
Yeah, they run wham out of bunch now and get receivers to do it instead now.
Like I said, if I was an OC, an offensive coordinator, the D-line would hate me. Everything that we hate, I'd run at you. Mm-hmm. And by the fourth quarter, you'd be so frustrated, I'd just keep throwing it on you. So anyway, yes. So Howard, great dude. Yeah. I miss him. And I know he was like one of the first vets that I learned how to be a pro by watching him. Showing up, when to show up, when to speak up, how to practice, when not to, all that stuff. So yes, we have a great person in common.
Yeah, Howard, he's great. And I agreed, the way he was at the Big Ten experience, real, just by the book and great guy and talking to everybody.
I still owe his ass. I'm sorry.
Sue, you mentioned the Big Ten experience, and you do work, obviously, with the USC football program. You're a USC alum. I said it a second ago. DeMarco and I have talked about this. He's a Pac-10 guy, a Pac-12 guy. I grew up in L.A. My folks went to they're Oregon people. My grandparents were SC people, like born and bred in the Pac-10. Mm-hmm. I cannot wrap my head around the fact that Washington, USC, UCLA, and Oregon are in the Big Ten. I know that the landscape has changed dramatically over a few years, but as a Trojan, is it just still surreal? Like when does it become normal that you're playing Wisconsin and Iowa and Illinois?
And I don't think it ever will be normal. I'm a West Coast homer. I'm the Pac-12 guy that loves that USC versus Arizona State game, that loves that USC versus Utah and Stanford. Like those are matchups that I have fond memories of that we will never see again at this point in time. So thinking about just the travel alone for these West Coast teams.
Rutgers,
going
Maryland.
to Rutgers. I actually spoke to the Rutgers equipment guy after the game last year because they drove out here.
Right.
And I'm like, so are you driving back tonight? He's like, yeah. And then we have to drive to Oregon next week. So I'm on the road.
Rutgers drove here?
Rutgers equipment staff.
Oh, my God.
Got in a 18-wheeler, drove from Jersey
to L.A.
Back to Jersey.
Wow.
To Eugene. So I was like, I hope you're getting paid as much as the coach at this point, because this is torture. And he's like, man, this move to the Big Ten was a lot more complicated than anybody.
Why not just stay on the
expected.
West Coast if you're Rutgers too?
Did
Just
they
go
have a
up the
game in
coast.
between?
No, so that's what I said. I'm like, why don't you just stay?
Yeah.
They're like, no, I mean, they need me back. So
wow,
I guess that's how that works.
I mean, Pac-10 people, the Big Ten is our enemy anyway. So it's kind of normal to play Ohio State.
Yeah.
Kind of normal to play Michigan.
In the Rose Bowl.
In the Rose Bowl.
In the Rose Bowl. I mean, but they're easy to hate. You know what I mean?
No, it was
now you just
if
see
you're
them
playing
more
Ohio
often.
State,
right?
There's something on the line,
right?
Like you're playing in the Rose Bowl. If you're playing Michigan, you're not playing Michigan in September very often. Maybe once in a blue moon you might have an interconference sort of thing, but that meant that both teams are really good if you're matching up with one of those, and you're not playing, You're not running into Purdue in those situations. Purdue is not playing in those games. It was always a big, big deal, and now you get it in October, November.
What do you think of the Lincoln Riley era? How, SC in all totality is. We used to say this about the Pac-10 back in the day. When SC is good, the Pac-10, the Pac-12 is good, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's better for everyone. How do you think this era is going right now? If you had to put a grade on it,
I'd give it a D.
Yeah,
I'd give it a D, and I kind of get in trouble with my SC faithful because everybody thinks I'm the Scrooge of USC football, but I'm just a realist, and I don't jump
hold them
on
to a high standard.
Yeah, like
okay,
if we're talking championship pedigree and we're USC and it's an honor to be here, and we have Olympians and Heisman Trophy winners and all that good stuff. We are here then.
Right.
So whenever there's a season or multiple seasons
Down
that are
here.
below average.
You are singing my song, Sua. I have been saying this for years, that if you are going to be about this, then be about it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
that you can't talk about what you're talking about. You can't talk about the Heisman Trophy winners, the National, the Pete Carroll era, the John McKay era, the John Robinson.
Those days are over.
They're over. But if you want to get back, you got to commit to being back. You can't just be talking about it. You got to go for it.
Not just Lincoln Riley. That's the entire.
That's all of it.
That's everything.
That's everything. It's not just Riley. Like I thought Riley was the step in the right direction. Frankly,
I guess that's not fair to say about Lincoln Riley.
To go out there and hire a guy that had success in other places, a big dollar guy, a big name guy, and come in as opposed to, hey, they got who? Like for a long time, it was okay, whatever. But that was a big coup. That was a big landing, and then. But you got to give him what he needs, and you got to hold him to a high standard too.
Kind of like the Lakers. It's like I always thought maybe I was wrong, and I'm sitting here with a Trojan. He's going to tell me I'm wrong if he's a Trojan. I just like SC should never be outbid.
I agree.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
I agree.
Thank you.
Never.
See, and he looked me dead in the eye and said that. Right.
Never.
Okay.
I mean, this comes from a guy that went to USC for free. So
right.
There's no way that we should be losing recruits to Oregon
Thank you.
that are from California.
How does that happen?
Nobody's signing up to go be in rain for 70% of the year in the middle of a forest.
Unless Phil Knight's standing back there going, hey, I got something for you.
Yeah. Unless Phil Knight's coming with that care package.
I got something for you.
But that's a problem. You got to put the fence around California. If you're USC,
That's what Carroll did.
USC was good when they were 4 or 5 stars there in California. They were going to USC. UCLA would get the scraps.
I do wonder why. Well, it's got to be. It's got to be that. NIL has changed everything because they're like, why would you leave here? You could do this year round. This is the perfect place to come play, right?
Because the rules have changed dramatically.
Because you can, right. It's all about
rules
cash. Right.
are. It's like a job. Man, I'll go live in Chicago for a few months and a few years if you're paying me enough.
And if I don't like it, I can leave.
I can leave.
Yeah.
Did you see that one clip? It was Brandon Marshall and some young receiver.
Smith from Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Jeremiah.
They were comparing bank accounts. This is a kid who's 19.
Played 1 year of college football.
He's got more money than Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, Brandon Marshall saw it and fell over. Like
Brandon Marshall played, what, 10 years?
10 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Has the NFL record for catches in a game. And a kid that has played 1 year of college football has more money than him.
Then tell
that
me,
is wild.
Where are we going with this Titanic of college football? Because it's not the way I came up in it. It's not the way you came up. Where are we headed?
I wish I would have came out. I wish my parents
me too.
met later in life and
God.
hugged at a different time.
I'd have been at 7 schools.
Yeah,
yes.
because I would have. Come on, I need it all. I need it all.
Yes.
They've just implemented somewhat of a salary cap for college football.
Okay,
and,
they're trying to rein it in.
They're trying to rein it in. Well, but all that's going to do is go back to how it was when I was in college. You're going to have the schools that pay under the table after they reach the salary
push it
cap.
back into the back room.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. But I don't think it's going to change much. Once we've crossed the threshold of we're going to pay these guys, I think we need to now separate school from sport. Like I think it needs to be like a G League. It needs to be like a G League for the NFL.
Well, you saw the athletic directors, some of them at least, are and it kind of broke over the weekend. They're saying the 3 words that typically are the end of whatever might have been left of amateurism, and there wasn't much.
No.
But collective bargaining agreement.
Oh boy.
And once we are negotiating and collectively bargaining terms and
we are professionals.
You are there's no argument to the contrary.
Yeah.
You are a professional and the idea being, hey, let's get an idea on what exactly it is we're working with. So we know the amounts of money. So there are some rules in place as opposed to because the NFL they're rules and they're all followed. But college football, there were no rules, so we'll just do it here. But
gray
now,
areas.
Yeah. So let's get rid of the gray and have it be on a piece of paper.
Well, if you do a junior team in your neighborhood.
If you do a collective bargaining agreement, then there needs to be a CFBPA.
Yes.
So then who represents those players, and how do we know they have the best interest for these guys that are playing? Because these are still kids.
Yeah.
Even though they're making millions, they're still kids, so they can't really negotiate or understand what they should
They're
want.
Inexperienced. and you're going to need to go hire people that are experienced. And look, find the guy that didn't rip off the first guy and hire him. You know what I mean?
I tried that.
Honestly.
I tried that once.
Did he rip you off?
Of course he did.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
see?
Forget that plan, then. Forget that plan for sure. All right, let's talk about Jalen Ramsey going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll come back. We'll get into that. Plus, we'll continue to talk about LeBron and what happens next. He opted in. He's going to be a Laker next season unless he decides he doesn't want to be a Laker next season and decides that he would like to request a trade. We got all of that coming up with Sua Cravens, who's here in studio with us for the next 45 minutes or so. You can tune in all week throughout Free Agency Frenzy, tracking all the possible next steps for the purple and gold. And there will be quite a few of them. It's the biggest offseason in Lakers history, and it's powered by 710 by Pro Baller. Pro Baller, the official energy drink of the L.A. Lakers. Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
All right, time to get off the couch, get to work. Big fellas, time to get back in shape. And if you're like me, chafing can be an issue at times. Yeah, it sounds funny until you have to go through it. Keep laughing there, big boy. Look, this is what I do to help out with chafing. I keep Highland's Chafing Relief close at all times. It goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, stays put, even through sweat and water. I don't golf. I turned this Highlands on to a few golfers. Now they swear by it. I forgot about that. When I say running, riding, hiking, golfing, riding your motorcycle, Highlands Chafing Relief will help you. You shouldn't have to stop doing what you love just because of something stupid like chafing. Grab some Highlands Chafing Relief and feel the difference right now. Available today at Walmart and Target.
The breaking news yesterday that LeBron is opting into his $52.6 million deal. What does it mean? We're talking about it all day as the free agency frenzy tips off today on your home of the Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Level up your summer projects with 4th of July savings on top brand cordless power tools from the Home Depot. Whether you're working on a fence, a planter box, or a new workbench, get the power and runtime you need with the Ryobi One Plus 18-volt 2 toolkit from the Home Depot for only $99, was $139. Get 4th of July savings on the cordless power you need to make summer projects easier than ever. Right now at the Home Depot.
For over 20 years, Purple Wave Auction has been the trusted leader in online auctions, offering the easiest way to buy and sell equipment. From bulldozers to backhoes and combines to cranes, we host multiple weekly auctions in construction, ag, and fleet equipment. With our no reserve format and sell where it sits approach, you can bid on local equipment without waiting for far-off auction dates. Get registered for free and start bidding today at purplewave.com.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
NBA free agency kicks off at 3 o'clock Pacific. So what's that? Is 2 plus 3 makes 5. My math right there.
I think so.
It is. Yeah, 5 o'clock or 5 hours from right now. Maybe we'll see a little bit of action. I think what we're all waiting for, and Sua Cravens is joining us here on the Travis and DeMarco Show, is whether or not another shoe drops with LeBron James. Whether or not he asks, okay, he opted in. Which I think is great for the Lakers because it gives them a two-way go. Both of them are good. It's just one is on a slightly different timeline than the other. Does he decide, you know what, I'd like a trade? Now, what you get back, where he goes, all that stuff time will tell. But so when you saw him opt in, what went through your head? Was this the first step or was this the last step?
It's given the statements that Rich Paul gave after he opted in, it was a little ambiguous. You just didn't know how to feel about it, because if LeBron wants to play for a championship team and, you know, in his ripe age, you would think he takes a pay cut like he's done in the past to try to bring in any talent, but he didn't. He opted in, so then that leaves the Lakers with really two
They're
options.
kind of boxed in, yeah.
You can either keep them and it is what it is. Whatever money we have left, Dorian Finney-Smith opts out, so that frees up a little bit. But not much room to bring in more than maybe one guy, and that won't be a superstar. It'll be a role player.
It'll be a DeAndre Ayton type.
Yeah. Which is what the Lakers need. They need a center,
Absolutely.
as we saw last year in the playoffs. But the second option is you trade them.
Did I not say earlier that you want Dorian Finney-Smith back? Did I not say that?
They can bring him back. He declined the team.
He changed everything when
Reeves
he showed
did too, right?
Yeah, they did.
Big time. Yes.
And it doesn't mean that, well, Reeves is under contract. Finney-Smith becomes a free agent, but he can still re-sign with the Lakers. They can find a way to extend him, give him a little more. And if everything breaks exactly right, they could do that and get DeAndre Ayton as well.
I hope you find a way to keep him. Where are you on LeBron? I'm curious. I don't know where you stand.
He's my favorite player.
Okay, there you go.
He is my favorite player. Admittedly, I can say that. And when he retires, Anthony Edwards will become my favorite player.
He's on deck.
He's on deck. Got to sharpen up himself off the court. But
Springs. Yes.
These kids are young.
Yeah, true. I just wonder, like, one more year with LeBron and Luka and some help. How you feel?
I think that's realistic.
Yeah.
I think this has run its course. And I think when they traded for Luka, that was the message saying, hey, going forward, this is who we're going to cater to. And I think LeBron is savvy enough to understand that's how this works.
Right.
Age matters. And
true.
What is it about LeBron and Ant that really attracted to them? Because I feel like that's not really the sentiment that most people in LA have. They might tolerate LeBron, brought him a championship, but in the bubble, and honestly are not sad to see him go. Why? What is it about LeBron that he likes you?
I don't understand that. He brought us a championship. He brought the Lakers a championship, bubble or not. Some say the bubble was the hardest championship to win. So if you're a Lakers fan and you're not excited about another ring being added to the collection, I find that weird.
I think there's a couple of things going on. Number one, he got a little unlucky that the championship that they won, and I'm not dismissing it at all. Like you said, it's different, but it's not less than. It's just different.
It was in Le Boubou.
But because we didn't get to celebrate it, because the world was in such a bizarre place when that happened, it was like, yeah, okay, cool. We just moved on from it so quickly. There were so many other things. So he was a little unlucky, just the timing of it all. And I think the other part of it is, from the moment he's shown up, it's been transactional. It has not been an emotional love affair. It has been a transactional love affair. It's, what do I get? Okay. What do you get? Okay. And I think it's been the same way for most Laker fans, where with Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, there's an emotional connection. Yeah. That even with a player, like Shaq came from another place, but there was an emotional connection to Shaquille O'Neal that has never really been there with LeBron. There's respect, and there's admiration, but the love that you see with those other guys feels like it's missing a little bit.
That's the question. Why is he your favorite? What is it about him? I'm curious. Now, I respect him as an athlete. I really do, and I respect him as one of the best ever. But one of my favorites, why is he your favorite?
Just the consistency. The impossible expectations that was placed on a 18-year-old kid, and
the whole story.
No matter what we may think or feel about his playing career, he lived up to those expectations and some.
Yeah.
So, I'm not a big fan of
without a scandal.
Without a scandal, I'm not a big fan of hyping young kids early in their career because you just set them up to fail. And the moment they make a mistake, which we're humans, we're all going to make mistakes, we just pile on them.
He's on a really short list of guys who have done what you're saying, Sua, of people that were hyped to ridiculous levels before they'd really done anything, that not only met but exceeded. It's him, it's Tiger, and it's the Williams sisters.
He's the child actor that made it.
Those are the four that I can think of that were like, no, he's going to be the great. And it's like, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He actually got above and beyond those things. Because usually it's hey, remember that guy who we were talking about? It's like, that guy didn't even make the league.
Okay,
it happens all the time.
Like Freddie Adu. You're like, oh, where's Freddie Adu now?
Perfect example.
One more question for you. What is your career LeBron highlight? Your one play. Because as Jordaneers, we have several. We got going up right, coming left.
Territory.
I'm just asking. What is your one
coming
LeBron?
Back 3-1 against the greatest NBA team ever.
Blocked by James.
Coming back 3-1.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Goosebumps. 73-9. This NBA's statistically best team ever. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond, all in their prime. Hall of Famers. You're down 3-1.
And then Draymond kicked LeBron in the junk.
Right in the junk.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the best argument for I've heard. I'm serious, because you can't go anywhere with that. You're exactly right.
Yeah, you can.
What?
LeBron got kicked in the balls by Draymond, and if LeBron doesn't do, or if Draymond doesn't do that, he doesn't miss Game 5, and we're in a totally different Game 6, I should say, and we're in a totally different space.
Also, Klay chirped LeBron when he was like, I think he was crying, and then that's when LeBron went, like, did the little laugh, like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me ask both you guys
That's
this.
beautiful.
And we'll see. If you got to make the decision, DeMarco, you get to make the decision, Sua.
Yeah.
One more with LeBron, or, hey, you know what? Let's start the clock.
Me this.
Yeah. But now it's different. Now we know for sure it's one. There's not the previous discussion was more than one or move on, and now it's one or move on.
You're on. See, careful. He's putting you in a bear trap.
So
no, I'm not.
I can give you two answers.
Okay.
Speaking from a team's perspective, I'm going to trade LeBron because I saw this team with LeBron, with Luka, with players that we might not have coming this upcoming season, and it was not good enough. And I cannot trust that I can make a real run at the championship with a 41-year-old player, Luka struggling on defense, things like that. It's just, for me, I'm looking for the future. If I can trade LeBron, who's telling me you got a year left, why not get two young players, three young players in exchange for LeBron? Because it's going to be a small market team that's like, you know what? I want LeBron just to sell tickets. I don't even care about winning. I will give you half my bench that maybe are 23 to 25 years old and are upcoming players from the last 2 to 3 drafts. That is the smart decision to do as the Lakers organization. Now, if you're asking me, the LeBron fan,
run it back.
You're out your mind to trade LeBron James. How dare you even consider trading LeBron James after what he's done? And there's one thing I have a problem with. People they don't like LeBron, or they don't look at LeBron as a real Laker. He's played more years than Shaq on the Lakers. He was never injured like Anthony Davis was, but people are so fond and love Anthony Davis. Great player, but he was always hurt. LeBron is a consistent 25-7-7 every single year. So
get him.
I just don't understand the discourse around not liking LeBron.
You know what you described, the two answers you gave, and it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
The second answer is how Jeannie Buss sees it. The first answer is how Mark Walter sees things.
Very true.
It really is. Like what you described as your second one, the Sua Cravens, are you out of your damn mind, is Jeannie Buss we take care of our stars until they don't want to be here anymore. What do you want? Here you go. You can have it. The Lakers, or Mark Walter, I should say, / Dodger is, I don't know. Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
What
have you done for me lately?
And what's the best decision for all of us moving forward? And there are some exceptions. Clayton Kershaw's still around and pitching well, but there's let's talk about this as opposed to you can have whatever you want. It's perfect because those are the two camps.
How do you get the business done then? How do you?
Well, I hold on. I'm still with you on a minute. You can't say his game is pretty, right? You know this. It's
LeBron's game?
Yeah, it's not pretty. It's not very artistic.
It's old man game.
Okay.
But get into the post, get into your spot.
It's effective.
Off the glass, efficiency.
Right.
That's what you want.
Okay.
I saw a stat the other day.
You eat boiled chicken, don't you?
He's seasoned boiled chicken at least.
You pull the skin off chicken, don't
Stop
you?
it.
Come on.
Stop it. I saw a stat the other day where it said like Jordan had like 90 more games than LeBron where he shot like 20 or 25 shots in a single game.
Yeah. We're not going to sit here and say Jordan wasn't a ball hog. He was.
Efficiency is key.
Very true. Very true. Very true. It just, it's just not as artistic as the others. Just saying. It's very effective. I just need to know.
Might be effective somewhere else sooner
than
later.
It might be. I don't know where you send him. Where would you like him to go, the LeBron fan? We said Cleveland. That might be a good spot to end the whole Truman Show for LeBron. What do you think?
Can Cleveland afford to trade for LeBron?
They
just got Lonzo.
Pie in the sky, hypothetical, if you could pick a spot.
Yeah, I crazy to think. I see LeBron trying to go to the Mavs and team up with Kyrie again and AD.
And Flag.
because he wanted to get Kyrie to come to L.A.
Yeah.
So
in his final statements after they got eliminated this past season, he also talked about, I can't say anything. My guy AD over there said something and got traded immediately. So he does still have warm feelings towards Anthony Davis.
That would be something. Nico Harrison would love it.
Yeah,
I really do.
You're right.
Yes.
Nico was on the hot seat for a little bit.
What do you mean was?
Still is.
Yeah, I don't know if winning the lottery is something that you could put on your resume.
No.
Right?
I got the first pick.
He is still
I
hopping.
made that happen.
Yes, he is still hopping, no doubt.
Cooper Flag's going to save them, though. They'll be okay.
Save the
Mavs
Mavericks?
they'll be okay.
If you sent LeBron there with that team and it works, where's the hole?
Look, what's weird is LeBron is the one that controls this, not the Lakers.
Right.
Like, because he has a no trade, he can literally.
Or if LeBron said I wanted to go there. And
if I want to go there, your ability to negotiate is really limited. If this were hey, we're going to trade him on our terms, no trade clause.
You'd have a million offers by the end of the day.
You could really kind of pick and choose, but the destinations are so limited. LeBron can say yes or no to all of this that you're kind of going to get what you get, and that's how it's going to go. There isn't that's not good. You could say no, I guess. The Lakers don't have to do it, but they also can't say, well, throw this in or that in to a point because they're not the ones in charge of this. LeBron is.
Yeah, it's like the Bradley Beal situation in Arizona. There's plenty of teams that would offer you, but it's not going to be what you want. And then Bradley has to sign off on it. So
Brad Beal is the only other player with a no trade is the craziest damn thing in the league.
It's a good trivia question.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal will be the reason that no trade clauses are effectively destroyed going forward.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that LeBron has one. You're like, yeah, okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, sure.
He's 10 years.
Yeah. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Yeah, okay, fine.
Bradley
Beal. What?
Could you argue he might be the most powerful player in sports?
LeBron?
Yes. I'm trying to think who
At
else.
At this moment, no. Historically, probably yes.
He's kind of holding up the league.
He's holding up the Lakers, that's for sure.
He's holding up the Lakers. He's not holding up the league. It's up to players in the league to take that next, I'm the guy.
Right.
It's not up to LeBron to be like, hey, nobody else has come in like me, so I got to keep doing this.
So we haven't really heard from LeBron. We heard from Clutch Sports about LeBron, right? The Lakers, did they make a statement at all yet?
Nope.
Okay, because
they did release they're going to have new jerseys.
New jerseys. The other guy that we haven't heard from about any of this is actually Luka. Like where he sits on all this, taking the crown. Didn't we talk about that?
On the LeBron
issue? Thing. Yeah, taking the
Isn't
torch
Luka
from
on
him.
Ozempic right now?
He looks good.
He looks good.
See, you can't.
I'm not even trying to make fun of him.
You're not allowed
He
to talk
looks
trash
good.
about Luka. See, how much do you weigh?
I'm just.
What's your body fat?
215.
What's your body fat?
I think like 10.
You cannot enter the Luka conversation.
All I'm saying
Mr.
is,
In-Shape
don't
guy.
say you're motivated by what the Mavs were doing, and that motivation doesn't reach the defensive side of the court. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the clock is still ticking on that, right?
Luka playing defense?
Just Luka being fully committed to the degree that we would like to see.
He needs
we'll see. I'm optimistic, but I'm going to have to see it.
You cannot be, because we're flirting with Supermax with Luka in the next year.
And he's going to get it.
And he's going to get it.
Yeah.
So, your best player on your team cannot be your biggest defensive liability. We held Steph Curry to that standard during the finals and the playoffs for about 4 or 5 straight years. Steph Curry's a liability on defense. They call him out. James Harden, he's picking them apart. Anybody that plays, and they're picking Steph Curry apart. And then Steph Curry honed in on his defense, and now he can hold his own. Still not the best defender, but hold his own.
But he's not bad.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
Luka is atrocious on defense.
I don't think he gives a damn.
Yeah, it's like, whatever, I'm just going to score 40.
I'll give up 38, but I'll get 40.
Exactly. I can't,
plus 2. But
you can't nullify your 40-point output by giving up 40 points and having a negative plus minus by the end of the game, even though you scored 40. That's hard to do.
Yes, at least look like you're interested.
Yeah.
I mean, at least try.
I'm
Just
agree
saying.
with you guys.
And you can't have 2 liabilities.
No, they had 3 last year.
But I would take Luka's defensive liability for that offensive production as long as I had
Luka's
a
gonna get
big.
what he wants.
As
Lucas
long
gonna
as
get
I had
what he
some
wants.
rim protection. Yes.
Little Factor Cap is coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco. Sua Cravens in with us as well on 710 ESPN.
NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, lease a Hyundai Tucson for only $259 a month. Or get 2.99% APR. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end July 7th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
The biggest show on the radio.
Mason in Ireland is next at noon after Travis and DeMarco.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really rough team. I have no idea how Cappy ended up with a team. And by the way, I like every person individually on his team. They just aren't good at softball.
Do you not like somebody individually on your team?
Yeah, there's one person there.
The OGs of LA Sports Talk.
Mason in Ireland on 710.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap right now.
Take it away, producer Emily.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Thanks, Joe. Hi, guys.
Buenos dias.
Hody, hody.
So, Sua, in this segment, what we do is I'll have a story, and you just say if that's Factor Cap. I'm sure you are aware of what Fact and Cap is. So, here's our...
This is a bit my lingo. I'm not sure about DeMarco.
Can I get money? Can I get money for this song? That's Cap.
That's right. So I'm going to start out with music. And so the Glastonbury Festival is happening this weekend, and that is a Coachella-like festival that happens in Glastonbury. It's in England, and huge acts go up. It's a huge outdoor festival. I was seeing on TikTok that people were going through it and saying this is probably the best festival to bring a child to. That they have child areas, they have a jungle gym, they have that are child size, not for people who are maybe doing drugs and going on a jungle gym, but there's just for children. And it got me thinking, you want to see an act, you are a parent of a young child, and the child might like music. The child might love Charlie XCX or love the 1975 for some reason, but you would bring a kid to a music festival. One that you really want to go to, and this kid is begging you to go. Travis, Factor Cap.
Cap, because it means I would have to go to a musical festival.
Travis.
And I have no interest in that at all. Look, if you, DeMarco, who are into that sort of thing, wanted to take my child, I'd be happy to let him go with you.
And they'd be safe.
And that's what I'm saying. They could go with you, but I would not take them because it would mean I would have to attend.
All right, so you'd bring a kid to a music festival.
Cap. You said that this is closest to Coachella. Coachella and kids do not go together. Nor am I allowing my children to just be in an area unsupervised as I'm trying to have a good time.
The parents are there. The parents are helping, but, It's just they're around other people you can't control.
Sue brings up a very good point. When you have your kids with you, you never can check out fully.
Yeah, no, you're not enjoying yourself.
You've always got a foot on the brake.
Big cap.
Yeah. All right, DeMarco?
I'm going to go fact. I can do it. I would sacrifice my fun to make sure they would save. It would take away from my concert, festival, and the stuff I want to do to get down. You know what I'm saying?
But she's begging to
the purpose.
And I would go. She would come.
She's begging to see Olivia Rodrigo,
Let's
who did perform at
I
Glastonbury.
will take you, and I will sacrifice what I really want to do and get loose at this party. So fact.
I'll take her to the Wiggles next week.
Jorge, you take Maite?
No way. And if she's begging to go, I'll say, sorry, baby, they're sold out. Sorry, there's
Oh, my God.
Dad tried.
Wow.
I tried.
When the dog's on a farm.
From me.
Or wait until Olivia comes to LA, which I'm sure she will. All right, so I started reading a book this weekend called Project Hail Mary. There's going to be a movie next year out starring Ryan Gosling, but it's about a guy who is a teacher who gets caught in space, and his mission is to prevent the Earth from dying.
Prevent the Earth from dying?
Yes, but he wakes up after a coma in space, and so he's like, how is this happening? So he's kind of stuck up there, has to find out how to save the Earth and how to get back to the Earth. But also, NASA and Netflix are pairing up this summer to have... They will live stream rocket launches, astronaut spacewalks, mission updates, and real-time views of Earth that you can see on Netflix. So these are both big big space stuff that's coming up. So, with the being stuck part, you would rather be stuck under the ocean than be stuck in space. So ocean is fact, space is cap. Sua, fact or cap?
Cap. I do not want to be stuck at the bottom of the ocean. There are a lot of undiscovered animals and fish and mammals that I believe there are megalodons still on this earth.
I'm here for that.
The pressure alone down there it's pitch black. I'd rather be in space where I can at least see where I need to be instead of being on Earth wondering how I'm going to get to the surface of this water.
All right, DeMarco, fact or cap? Fact is ocean, cap is space.
I'm starting to... I was thinking space at one point. I'd rather be up there than at the bottom. But whatever is going to get me at the bottom, it would probably be quick, right?
That is one thing.
I can't see, right? I don't know
they're
what
both,
it is.
Look, if something goes wrong, they're both pretty quick.
Yeah, whatever ate me, I wouldn't know what it was or see it coming. So what is it? Which one is ocean?
Ocean is fact.
Fact.
What's going to get you in space?
I don't know, but I
or
can
you could
see
just
the
be
Earth.
cut off and be in orbit forever and die a slow death
It's
in
right
orbit.
there, like being in Alcatraz.
I mean, you
There's
don't
freedom,
have
I can't
to
get
die
to
a
it.
slow death. You just open the latch.
That's true.
Get it over with.
Right.
Travis.
So stuck under the ocean. I want to be stuck in space. I'm still confused. Cap is the answer.
Okay.
Because look, if something goes wrong in either place, it's very bad news. Occasionally, we can save someone from space. We don't save people from the bottom of the ocean. That's a wrap. When your submarine is down there, that's it. You run out of air or you get squished like a tin can.
And if they can't get you home, you're going to be the last to know.
No, but in space, occasionally, those two folks were up in that tin can. They just got them, months after time. I saw Apollo 13. We saved them. Every once in a while, we'll bring them back, but bottom of the ocean, that's a wrap.
People fall off cruise ships all the time, never to be seen again, and that's the surface of the water.
Yes.
I watched Poop Cruise on Netflix last night. Have you seen that?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, so it's Netflix Poop Cruise. It's a documentary about a
that
sewage
Carnival
disaster.
cruise line that lost power and just floated through the Gulf of Mexico for a week with no
thanks.
Toilets didn't work, no air conditioning. It was just it's a good watch. I'm just saying, it's a good watch.
Oh,
funny watch?
No.
Okay, just disturbing.
No, just it was like an experiment in how to torture people.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I've been invited to many vacation cruises, fully paid for. Just Sua, you got to come. And I'm like, why would I sign up to be a prisoner on water for a week?
You're right.
I'm
Travis,
good.
you can watch Poop Cruise, but you won't watch The Social Network? Okay, got it.
Yeah, look, you know why? I'll tell you, this is the... You know why. You can guess why without me telling you why.
Netflix is definitely longer.
Okay. No, it's an hour long.
Oh, it's only one episode?
It's like 53 minutes.
I thought it was a series.
I hope so.
Turned on Netflix. It started playing, and I'm like...
Yeah.
And I was in.
You're going to watch
that was it.
6 episodes of Poop Cruise?
No,
yeah,
I watched
1.
I literally, it started. I paused it to see how long it was. 53 minutes. I'm like, I can finish this.
Okay, one last one for you guys.
Yeah.
So some Yinzers might be on some rocky waters. So at PNC Park, you can put up a sign and say, it's my birthday, say happy birthday to me, or something similar to that. But Tim decided to take a leap of faith and said, Cheryl, please take me back. I'm sorry I kissed your sister.
Oh, my God.
On the PNC board. And okay, I'm assuming this is
That's bold.
I'm assuming this is probably fake. Someone's just trying to make a fun time. But let's take it seriously, as if Cheryl and Tim are on the rocks here. Stadiums are a good space for a big romantic gesture. DeMarco, fact or cap?
Oh, God. I want to say fact, but I got to go cap. There's always that, I guess, the one chance that she's going to say no.
Yeah.
In a public setting, and you don't come back from that in the era of camera phones. So I'm going to go cap. Yeah. I'm going to save the romantic stuff for romantic evenings and small stuff.
Yeah, it's cap for me, too, because I would not want a big, bold gesture like that in a big place like that. If your partner was somebody that was into big, over-the-top things, then maybe you got to kind of go for it there. But for me and the people in my life that I would be making grand gestures to, I would say cap.
Sua?
I would say fact. Just because it happens all the time. People, propose at ballparks and stadiums all the time. They use the big board to, to get their question across. But not everybody's going to sign up to look like a jerk in front of like 50,000 people by saying no to the person in front of everybody.
So
they
it's
might
the
say yes
implication.
in front of everybody and then say no in the ride home.
Okay.
Right.
But, the pressure to say yes kind of gives you the leeway to
You know
do
what
the
you
grand
love when you
gesture.
have a romantic gesture? Pressure.
Yeah, pressure makes diamonds.
What if she does it to you?
No.
No.
And
what if she
okay, so here's
does
the
it to
thing.
you? Will you marry me?
I would do the Sua. I would do the thing.
You would say yes
publicly.
100 times yes.
Publicly, yeah, great, we're good. And the second that camera's off, it's like, listen, we got to talk.
What were you thinking?
We're not. What the? Have you never met me before?
You wouldn't
Did you
publicly
eat today?
impugn. You wouldn't say no.
I would not.
You would not
blow
do
up
that.
her spot, but that would probably be the last time we ever did something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
I
great.
Like that. Like, oh yeah, great. Get in the car. Yeah, we're done with this. Factor Cap.
Take me home now.
Exactly. Factor Cap is brought to you by the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You got a lot of choices in your legal team, but family always comes first with Joe. 213-747-2000. That's the law office of Joseph S. Normand. 213-747-2000 or normandlegal.com. Let's talk about Jalen Ramsey going to the Steelers coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco. Sua Cravens is in with us on 710 ESPN.
The breaking news yesterday that LeBron is opting into his $52.6 million deal. What does it mean? We're talking about it all day as the free agency frenzy tips off today on your home of the Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Next Friday, July 11th, it's coming up fast at the West Covina Sportsplex. Do not miss your chance to plus. See, there you go. You remember, what was the one you couldn't exclusively?
Nope, it was another one, but go ahead.
Yeah,
yes.
I told you there's
consecutively.
That's
it.
There's
yes.
a lot of words I can't say.
Now I can say it.
Apparently I can't say flesh without screwing it up. Your chance to press the flesh with us and root on your favorite 710 personalities during a summer tradition unlike any other. We'll kick off the day with a live broadcast, our show, Travis DeMarco, starting at 10. And don't miss my team against that guy's team, Team DeMarco. Right. During the listener game starting at 1 p.m. It is all at the West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina, made possible by the law office of Joseph S. Normand. When accidents happen, we step up to the plate. The law office of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000.
Can you play? Can you play softball? Are you any good?
Softball?
Softball. Can you play?
Yeah.
You will not strike out in slow pitch softball.
No.
Okay.
Especially not slow pitch.
We've seen it before.
It's meatballs.
In this very same game, people have struck out in slow pitch softball.
Yeah, I don't worry about him too much. I think he's got it covered. Did you play baseball in high school or Little League or anything like that?
You know, fun story. I was terrified of getting hit by a baseball, so I said I'd rather go take 300-pound lineman head up.
In
you got
my
a helmet
life,
on.
Sua. You got a helmet in baseball?
I know exactly what he means, but the baseball can hit you right in the
baseball,
face.
yeah.
Yes.
You guys do what you do, right? Play in the NFL, play in the Pac-10, play high school football where there are very fast, very athletic guys with bad intentions running at you, as opposed to this guy standing 60 feet away with a ball.
I'd rather be run over than being hit in the face with a ball.
Sign me up.
Yes.
Yeah, I never got into a football game scared of what was going to happen on the field. On the baseball, I'm immediately squinting my eyes. Like I feel like a baseball is coming for me.
That was my last day as a baseball player. I was on first. Our pitcher leaned out on a fastball. It came back, knocked all his teeth out. That was my last day playing baseball ever.
Smart man.
Right.
Smart man.
I'm going to a place that has a face cage. I'm looking at your career in Washington. Hold on a minute. What happened to you? 2016, you were drafted by the Washington Football Club. Is that what the name of the team was?
No.
I know. It was
we
it was
can't
the
say
The
other
Washington
name.
team, then football.
The Washington team that
that had a name change.
The Wolf.
Yeah. 2016, you were there with McVay.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what was
McVay's
that
my guy.
like? Did
Great
you
guy.
know?
Great guy.
Could you see it?
We knew he was going to be a head coach. We had a few head coaches on that.
Shanahan
staff,
was there too,
actually.
right?
Yeah, and we had I'm forgetting his name right now. He's Vikings head coach right
McConnell.
now.
McDonald.
Or
Kevin
KOC, yes.
He was there too.
KOC was there. What, quarterback coach?
Was Raheem there too?
I think he was the tight ends coach.
Tight ends
maybe.
coach. Okay. Let me see.
Raheem wasn't there. We had Aubrey Pleasant, which
Aubrey.
is who's on the Rams. So,
yes, great coach.
So when you said you knew Sean McVay was going to be a head coach, he's, I don't want to say starting his coaching career, but getting started in his coaching career. What about him made you go, that guy will be a head coach someday?
He was the guy where if you needed to talk somebody on staff that you could trust and really vent to and not feel like what I say might be used against me later on, Sean was the guy. That you would see the entire team pre-stretch, pre-practice, post-practice. We're going to Sean. Like, it wasn't really too many other guys on the staff where we felt comfortable like
what's so interesting, DeMarco's heard me say this a lot about Sean McVay, and I don't think it's true of a lot of people in general, and I don't think it's true of a lot of coaches specifically, but I think it is true with him. He's authentic to himself. Like he is incredibly enthusiastic, and he's a big personality. He's full of energy, and he's incredibly dynamic. But I don't feel like he's playing a character. I think that's who he is.
Yeah.
And I think that resonates with people. I think that's kind of what you were referring to.
Yeah, when you're a pro athlete, you can tell who's being fake.
Yeah.
And who's actually being who they are. It's hard to wear a mask every day and be consistent with it. And with Sean, he's just a ball of energy that wants the best for every person he works with. And even if you can't do anything for him, he still will treat you as if you are his star quarterback or star receiver. He's just consistent.
Something from the heart or something you heard. It's easy to tell. You had Joe Barry, too.
Yes.
Joe Barry.
SC guy.
Funny dude. Great coach. How'd you like playing for him?
Joe B, he recruited me when I was in high school.
Oh, no way.
He was at SC. So
okay.
When I got there, he was like, I finally got you.
Yes.
I finally got you.
I like it. Manusky was there, too. Another great coach. Funny guy. Love him, too. But when you got there, man, Washington was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Dan Snyder days.
Oh, my God.
Toxic situation.
Yeah, horrible. It must be hard to function in that environment.
Yeah, we actually had a really talented team, too. Our defense was great. We had Deshaun Jackson. We had Kirk Cousins. We just it's like the game was the last thing that mattered. It was like Monday through Saturday, there was so much that happened that people wouldn't know that happened. And then Sunday, it's like, oh, by the way, we have a game to play. And we still almost went to playoffs. And we lost to the Giants last week of the season to get to the wild card.
Yeah, but, you guys weren't bad. Yeah,
we had
a 4-game win streak?
Yeah, we were.
A couple of win streaks. Yeah, not bad.
If we could have locked in, we would have been all right.
Sua Cravens joined us here on Trav and DeMarco. So the Rams, it felt like we're going to make a deal for Jalen Ramsey, or at least there was speculation that there was going to be a deal. There was interest, and mutual interest. Not so much anymore. He's in Pittsburgh. Jalen Ramsey is. Minka Fitzpatrick goes back to Miami, as it turns out. That's where he started. Surprised, DeMarco and Sua, that the Rams deal didn't come together? Because the price of Minka Fitzpatrick, that's a 2-time All-Pro. Like, that's a really good player. Going
Super
back
good.
The other way, I didn't feel like the Rams were willing to part with that price.
Yeah, no, I don't think the Rams needed to pay that for a DB right now. I think the way Cam Curl played last year kind of gave them the confidence, like, hey, we'd like to bring somebody else in to shore up that back end, but also it's not a make it or break it type of deal. And, these guys want a lot of money, and I just don't see the Rams. If they want to develop that defense is relatively young.
Mm-hmm.
You can get maybe 2 linebackers for the cost of what Minka was asking for.
So, as usual, Trav, I'm thinking with my stomach.
Okay.
So, if Jalen Ramsey is available, abso-freaking-lutely. I thought, and you know this, as a linebacker, defensive side of the ball, I thought he was one of the best DBs I've ever seen, which means you could literally put him anywhere. You can line him up in the box. You can line him up
corner,
at safety,
nickel.
anywhere, corner, lockdown zone. He's that dude. He is a defensive back, and he's twice as mean as any copperhead snake I've ever seen in my life. I love that on my defense. So I would want that. Now, when you're thinking about team building and making sure you're not overextended, that's where I would fail, because I wouldn't care what it took to get him. Just bring him on this defense. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And him going to Pittsburgh, I think, is a great fit. You talk about steel country hard hats. That's the best hard hat you've seen coming out of the secondary.
I want to get to the Steelers in just 1 second. That's a big part of this. But the Rams, the second thing you said, where I don't care what it costs, they clearly did.
Yes.
They
that's the smart approach.
It is. And Jalen Ramsey is a fine player, Hall of Famer probably, right? But when it's all said and done, you're talking multiple-time All-Pro, a guy that's won the Super Bowl. He's terrific.
You tell me. I might see Jordan and LeBron. You tell me what you think of Jalen.
Me and Jalen were the same class going into college. He was committed to SC for a little bit before.
So you see what I see about talent-wise.
Jalen's a beast.
Okay.
He can play safety, he can play corner, zone, man. He's kind of struggled in man as late as you gotten older, but if I were the Rams and there was a chance to bring him in, he was 100% going to play safety.
That's what I make that rotation to safety. Yes,
that's what I was going to ask you, Sue. The guy that we saw win the Super Bowl here, the guy that we saw make All-Pro teams here, is he still that player, or have we taken a step down from that?
Yeah.
Maybe not a huge step, but a step.
Yeah, no knock on Jalen. It's just life. You get older,
Sure.
Offenses adapt to you. They know your strengths. They know what you like. He likes to play man under. When he's in man, he likes to play that trail technique and let his athleticism make a play on the ball, and that's kind of hurt him now because teams are like, we're going to just overthrow the ball, and if our receiver gets to it, we know you're behind him because you like to trail man.
Yeah.
So Safety position is more, he's smart, he can communicate with your DBs, and he can cover hash to hash. So why not take that corner athleticism?
Yeah.
And now he becomes an extremely fast safety.
I don't know. Let me back up. Like the idea of their timing matters, teams matter, all of these things, but something doesn't add up here to me. You guys tell me what I'm missing. When the Rams traded Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins, the return was a 5th-round pick and Hunter Long. Okay? The Dolphins just traded Jalen Ramsey to the Steelers for a 2-time All-Pro.
Re-upped, yeah.
Somebody overpaid or underpaid. Like those Hunter Long and a 5th-round pick, Minka Fitzpatrick, those are not the same thing.
No.
The other player is the guy that went the same way. Who did the Steelers pay too much, or did the Rams not get enough?
I think it was more of a contract thing when Miami made that trade. So they were like, you know what? A part of this trade is we're going to take on what y'all don't want to pay, but we're not going to give you a star player on top of taking on your debt. So I think that's what it was.
It's kind of like Rob Pelinka. They picked up the phone.
Yeah.
But this is just funny about Jalen. So I think it was the first third of the season that this is the first time I saw a corner lead a team in tackles for loss. When do you see that? That's what it, right.
You got to be pretty aggressive.
When do you see that? Right.
You got to be pretty aggressive.
Right.
Does that same corner give up a bunch of catches and touchdowns if you're trying to get in the backfield?
They gave up nothing the other way.
That feels very risky.
But that's like point guards that rebound. I don't mind that, but some people don't like it. You know what I mean?
Well, typically when your DB is a leading tackler, that means you're getting torched.
Tackles for loss.
In Jalen Ramsey's case, tackles for loss. Like if they're not blitzing him, they're
losing yardage.
That's a savvy corner.
Crazy, but I think he's going to be just fine in Pittsburgh. And it seems like for the first time in my lifetime, Pittsburgh seems like they're going all in.
DK, Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey, like they've picked up some guys.
It may not be
Darius
F-them picks.
Darius Slay.
Yeah, it may not be F-them picks, but it's close.
It's in the neighborhood.
It's in the neighborhood.
We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. We'll continue our conversation about LeBron and what happens next. Sham says there's some news on the horizon as well. Sua, it's a pleasure. First time getting a chance to chat with you. Really enjoyed it. Thanks so much, man.
Rap, come on,
Appreciate
say something.
Sua Cravens right there. Big news tonight, according to Shams. That's next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit FVGradio.com. If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now. 800-417-6411. That's 800-417-6411. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $498. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $498. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-417-6411. 800-417-6411 and give us your answer. The proceeding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways. It is not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Freestyle, Trav. There you go. Be like Sua. Come on, freestyle.
I do not have game like Sua. I'm not going to disrespect Sua by even attempting anything.
Dude, you steal songs. Can you believe that? That's crazy. You write a song and they just take it from you.
I don't know much about anything, but I really don't know anything about the music business, but I know it is as nasty as anything that exists.
What was his name in the movie, or in The Sopranos? His brother-in-law.
Oh, are you talking about Hesh?
No, his brother-in-law.
Bobby Bacalari?
Bobby, when he shot the rapper in the butt.
Oh, yeah. The fleshy part of the leg.
The fleshy part of the leg. That is the funniest episode ever. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh, my God, poor guy. You get your song stolen.
Bobby wasn't the sharpest guy in the family. Bobby was a little slow on the uptake.
That one broke my heart in the train story.
Oh, that was a rough scene.
That broke my heart.
That was a rough
that
scene.
was a hard one.
Bobby's kids had a rough go.
Big time.
They were left with Janice at the
end.
end.
Oh, my God.
There's a lot
Run for
going
your
on
life.
there.
Yes.
A lot going on. Speaking of a lot going on, be sure to listen tomorrow, Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. for an all-caps major Mason and Ireland announcement and how you can press the flesh with them in private this summer. That's Tuesday, tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. on 710 ESPN. And I got through the word flesh without messing it up.
I'm just looking at LeBron highlights, and I just wonder, would I ever regret him not being here this year? If that happens, if he actually moved on, would I regret it? Would I miss him? I don't know. It's weird.
Can I play you guys some sound from Shams? So he was on Pat McAfee show just now, like maybe 20 minutes ago, while you guys were talking with Sua, and talking about all the information that he has. He said that there will be big moves happening tonight, in air quotes, and about what LeBron really wants out of this opting in.
He wants to end. Clearly, he wants to end his career on his terms, his way, as far as competing for a championship, trying to realistically have a chance to win a championship. And I think in those comments that we saw from Rich Paul, an understanding that the Lakers are moving younger, they're moving toward the future, and prioritizing Luka Doncic, really as they should. And from what I gather, LeBron James understands where the Lakers are at in their position. As far as Luka Doncic is the face of this franchise for the next 5 to 10 years, that's who's going to be the face. And so he understands that they're prioritizing that. I don't think he's really asking for them to like change their ways or like bring him back into the fold as the face of the franchise or give him an extension. He's, I think a lot of people can see there what's going on. And so he wants to finish at the highest level in his career, play at the highest level. And whether that's in LA, whether that's going elsewhere. I mean,
who was that?
Shams.
Oh, it was Shams. Okay. The guy. Interesting. He controls his own destiny. I think we kind of knew that. Wrestling with the idea of, it's funny. And while he was talking about that, when you move on and you're building towards the future, and it does not include you, I can only relate that to a football perspective, where we had switched over from a 3-4 to a 4-3, and there was some leftover talent from that 3-4 that just did not fit. And they literally had to find stuff to do.
Yeah.
We just don't need you. We can't use you. So I don't think that will ever be the case. If LeBron is on a team, he's going to be a valued member of the squad and a reason you win or lose. So I think what I'm saying is if LeBron is on the Lakers, you are not building towards the future, at least for 1 year.
No, you're not. He's the exact opposite definition of the future. He is the present and the present alone. And this is where I keep coming back, listening to Shams talk about it. I don't think that I've done a good enough job of saying this enough today. The decision that LeBron made yesterday to opt in and the decision that may or may not happen today, tomorrow, at some point, requesting a trade, if in fact it happens, you cannot mention any of those things and not mention the fact that the Lakers are under new ownership. They go together hand in glove. That if Jeannie Buss was still owning this team, if the Buss family still owned this team, if the Lakers were going to operate into the future the way they've operated for the last decade or more, I don't think we're seeing what we're seeing right now because he knows, he being LeBron in this, that he would be the one that would get to ultimately make all of the decisions on roster, on team building, on timeline, on all of these things. He knows that's not true anymore, and that's okay. And I don't mean that in a negative way. That's he understands the lay of the land has changed. Right. He's a smart guy. He understands that the new ownership group is coming in. They're almost assuredly to operate differently than the previous ownership group.
True.
He sees that, and it's the perfect time to say, you know what? Instead of just trying to take one more shot here, maybe they will do it, maybe they won't, maybe it's the same. Let me maybe go over here. Let me at least give myself the option of looking at all of these different things. I think they go together. I don't think that we were here right now without what happened last week or 2 weeks ago happening first.
I think I read that this morning or last night whenever the news broke. It was something the Lakers may be actually thinking 2 to 3 years down the road. We want to be more competitive then.
Mm-hmm.
So that does not include LeBron.
No.
So LeBron having all the leverage, because I don't know how new ownership right now affects his leverage, because it doesn't.
It affects it adversely.
You think?
Yeah.
Because it's still up to him whether he wants to be traded or not.
But the leverage is different. The leverage could have been if he opted out, right? And a new deal, that's when new management would have got the leverage back to, hey, listen, okay, you're out. Let's talk about what happens next. And no, we don't want to do that.
But now that he's in, I mean, I don't think ownership, it changes his leverage.
Now that he's in, he's in for a year. Like
that's what I'm saying.
The end of the line, we know where it is now. It's either somewhere between 11:06 on Monday morning, June 30th, and the end of this season. That's the timeline.
So I would keep him to his word. He's in it to make sure he can be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we're planning to do. This is what we're planning to do, LeBron. And it would be all geared and centered around Luka in 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
He may not like that.
Right.
He may say, trade me someplace else. I don't like what you guys are doing.
Great.
And I think I would stick to that. That would be my only plan. I would... Depending on, I would make him. I would make him stick to it. This is what we're going to do. Like it or not.
You can be a part of this or not.
Right.
And if you choose not, let's figure out a way that this works out best for all of us.
Yes.
And I love where the Lakers are in this. I really do. I think it's the first time in a long time that the Lakers have a two-way go, and both of them are good. They're both good. The good being one, LeBron's here for one more year. We take one more shot. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, let's kick the tires on DeAndre Ayton. See what you can do with DFS. See what you can do. Let's see what we can do in the short term to try to make the 2025-26 season as successful as possible. Do I think it's going to end differently? Probably not, but let's give it one more shot.
No doubt. I was thinking, thank God he's 40.
The other go is I would like to go somewhere else. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what else is out there, and let's start building on that Luka. Because, again, to go all the way back to last year, when the Luka trade got made, the first thing out of just about everybody's mouth was, I don't know what this means for the now, but I do know what it means for the later, and the later is incredibly bright.
No doubt.
So let's start the later now. That's also a great option.
That would be awesome. I just, I wonder where his mind is at, what he's thinking. I mean, you would think he would want out of here, right?
It appears that's what he wants.
You would think.
But, the Lakers might be the best place for him to. They could compete for a championship. His life is here. His kid is here. All of his kids are here.
That's another part that we haven't talked about enough. That if, in fact, he does move, does any move include Bronny?
Almost certainly would.
I would think so.
Yeah.
But that's another... part of the equation.
Maybe he does want to stay. Maybe, like I said, because whoever.
I don't think he wants to stay. I think he may end up staying. Those are different.
If he gives you a short list, and I agree with you, it gives you a short list of where he wants to go, and what you have to give up to get him. Are they still as attractive as an option? Your best option may be to play here with Luka and just
from LeBron's perspective.
Yes. Yeah. To win a champ, if your stated goal is to win a championship,
could be.
Yeah,
you could be right.
Even in the West,
that I want to go over here. Okay, but the only way we can make that happen is if those pieces are going out. I don't like that
not
as
much.
Not
sexy anymore.
Yeah,
right.
No, there's a very real possibility that he ends up now.
That's why I'm bending my head around. This could be another run it back.
That's fine
with a few extra pieces.
There is no end of this upcoming season, I believe, that ends with them as a championship team. The question is, do you want to be as competitive as you can with LeBron, or do you want to get busy on a rebuild? They're both fine. There isn't if you do this, you're blanked.
Right.
But if you do this, we're awesome. There isn't. They're both positive developments, just a different way to get there.
That's less than 4 hours of free agency, right? Is that my math?
Yes.
That's less than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
With you. Okay.
I do think, too, to your point of this wouldn't have happened without this ownership here, is if Jeannie was here, it would be, this.
Star effing driven town.
It's star effing driven town of LeBron. We had to do anything to placate stars because LeBron is still a star. But I think this is the first time that Luka is being centered. And also, is there any reservations about Luka being the center of your future? Because Dallas Mavericks got out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Remember the fourth quarters I was talking about? Look up his numbers too. What
did we talk about when the Luka trade went down? What after we were all like,
why?
You got to be
how? You can't do that. Yes.
You said
what do we not know?
It was the first thing you just said. Those two. Do you want him? Absolutely. And then it's one of those. Why are they doing this?
So if we
and that has to be a part of it.
If we saw it, if last season was an indication of what they said, this is the reason he's out of there. I still think they're crazy because I do too. I could deal with that.
DeMarco,
if that's the reason, you're still stupid.
100% agree.
Yes.
But that what Emily asked, what you're asking is this idea of, is there a part of you that's like, man, is this going to work out for sure? I think so, but is there 1% of your brain that's like, I mean, they did get out of this for a reason? Yes. But I think it's mostly the first thing we talked about, which is when they made the deal, very clearly for the first time in LeBron James's tenure as a Laker, and frankly, probably his tenure as an NBA player, high school player, he knew that the team was not first and foremost about him. It was about somebody else. Probably never happened to him before, ever. He's in high school. He's the most important guy. He comes to the Cavs. He's the most important guy. He goes to Miami. He's the most important guy. He goes back to Cleveland. He's the most important guy. He comes to Los Angeles. He's the most important guy right up until the moment they pulled the trigger on that Luka trade. And it's
now it's different.
You're the second most important. And that's new.
When the deal for the ownership came down, as well as when this LeBron's option came down, Windhorst both reporting on the free agent frenzy with Evan Cohen and Tim Bontemps, but also on ESPN and Get Up, said that Luka had been briefed. Luka had been told.
Of course he has.
Luka was told first before LeBron, which maybe had gotten LeBron, and this feels a little bit, okay, you're told first, not me?
I don't even think it got him there, Em. I think he was there already. I think it might have reinforced him. I think it was because we talked.
I'd love to know that. How does he feel?
That moment of, hey, we're going to do this. Okay, make sure Luka's looped in. Okay, cool. We're going to go do it. Oh, by the way, let LeBron know too. It's just a different deal.
I would love to know where Luka sits on this whole thing. Like where he wants to rebuild. Does he want LeBron? Does he want to run it back with LeBron?
It's a good question.
They said everything. It was positive all last season.
He went to Lob Threat Center is the only thing I feel like we've seen him say he wants.
I mean, in a way, he's in your way because you can't really become the entire team until he's out.
We understand, or not understand. We agree. I think that Luka's got an incredibly high basketball IQ.
Big time.
Okay, right.
At least it seems like it.
It does. He knows what we've been talking about. Like intuitively, he knows that in the short term, I'm much better with him next year than I am without him. He also knows that if this
he's
whole
a lightning rod for me.
Absolutely.
He takes all
he takes all of that
Yes.
stuff. But at the same time, I also know if we're going to go to where we want to go, it's probably not going to be with him.
Remember
it's both of those things.
Those fourth quarters I was talking about. LeBron clearly got tired. I don't think Luka, if memory serves, led the team once in scoring in the fourth against the Timberwolves.
Yeah. No,
while Ant was eating on the other side.
No question about it. Ohtani did something he has never done before. It's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The breaking news yesterday that LeBron is opting into his $52.6 million deal. What does it mean? We're talking about it all day as the free agency frenzy tips off today on your home of the Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time.
Pick me up and never put me down.
Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink like our creamy and delicious Thai tea. Waba Grill, keeping it real every day for you.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text HOT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HOT to 42424. That's HOT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
That's Mason in Ireland.
Crazy. I was stupid and young and reckless. Stupid, young, and reckless. It's great to be that way at some point, yeah.
Mason in Ireland. Weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN. This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Getting closer to Marco. A couple of things are getting closer. So get ready. Next Friday, July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Don't miss your chance to hang out with all of us, to press the flesh, right? Long day, starting at 9 a.m. In public, press our flesh publicly. That's happening on July 11th at the West Covina Sportsplex. Our pal Dave Hobrecht, a sports memorabilia scavenger hunt. All of this, a chance to meet Dodger legend Pedro Guerrero. Wow, let's go. Get ready to swing big at our first ever Legends launch event, all at the West Covina Sportsplex, 2100 South Azusa Avenue in West Covina. Be sure to bring your coolers, lawn chairs, All-Star Friday night, made possible by our friends at Legends Attic, the ultimate sports fans' dream destination.
I think that people during our show, if you're going to stop by Travis and DeMarco show, you're obviously going to be there all day because we are the first show. Got to stay through to when we do all the festivities.
We'll see.
Have a lineup of your cooler. Travis, we need to do a live cooler breakdown on our show. So you say you bring by, it's almost like a pageant of your coolers.
Yeah. Oh, I'll judge.
Exactly. That's
if there's something I'm here to do, it's judge other people. I do like doing that.
Wow. If you can't make it to our show, which I don't know why you wouldn't be able to, it's call in sick, but at the event, at softball tournament, feel free to have Travis judge your cooler.
Great idea, Em. And then, like I said, a lot of things. A little golf for you and me the next day.
Yes.
Saturday at Pechanga with your brother Mario, with a listener, one of the CHLA Make March Matter.
I did not talk to him this weekend. That's a first. Yeah. I don't know where he went.
Probably at the driving range, tightening up his game.
I have no idea. Probably.
Yeah. Does he practice? Do you know?
He golfs a lot.
Does he play or does he practice?
I am jealous of his life.
Yeah.
Because he can just leave whenever he feels like it and go golfing.
Does he go to the range or does he go to play?
He goes to play.
Okay, so he's not like pounding balls at the driving range.
I'm like, where are you? I'm playing golf today. I'm like, how did you get this time off? You're married. How do you keep getting this time off like this?
He's the master of his house.
I guess
master of the castle, king of the castle.
I guess that's the one thing that did not take.
Me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Heck no, I can't even get to the movies.
Wrong.
We're doing it wrong?
I was thinking about... I had a good wedding weekend this weekend.
Yeah, you looked good. Everyone looked really happy.
It was. You know, every once in a while,
Lalo.
Where Lalo, a lot of Lalo. Where you're looking forward to something, and then you have the thing coming. You're like, yeah, it's cool, but it's cool. And then you're looking forward to something, and you go to it, and it exceeds expectations.
Oh.
That was this.
Awesome.
Great wedding.
Yeah.
Great wedding, beautiful bride and groom, and two great parties that we went to. Stayed at a great hotel.
Did you have hors d'oeuvres?
They had past hors-d'oeuvres. That's what I always call them. Yeah.
Was it in San Diego or was it in between?
Newport Beach.
What did you call it?
Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah, have you ever seen the word hors d'oeuvre is spelled? Hors d'oeuvres.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's how I would read it, man.
Yeah, dude, hors d'oeuvres. It still doesn't look like hors d'oeuvres.
When it comes by, how many do you take?
So
2?
they were properly portioned. So I only took. They had past little ahi tuna snacks. They had a slider, which was decent sized.
Okay, you can take one of each.
I took one of each, and then they finally had, and I thought it was something else until I ate it. I liked it, so I'm not spoiled. I thought it was a little fried mac and cheese ball. It was not.
What was it?
It was a fried cauliflower floret.
Okay.
Terrific.
And not bad.
Okay,
terrific.
You know what I saw on TikTok this weekend was a wedding that had a person. You know how they have the caterers, waiters bring around the hors d'oeuvres? Instead of that on a plate, they had a shucker. They had oysters on demand. You can go get your oysters. Oysters with your bros.
I would have been in trouble with that.
You can just stay around that one person working and, hey, just stay right here.
Multiple bars, multiple bartenders.
At your wedding? Oh, yeah, there you go. You have to go to each one.
Lines were short. You didn't have to work very hard.
That's what I'm saying. You got to go to each one.
Good booze being poured. Good wine being poured. They did it right. It was a wonderful.
How much?
How much what?
How much?
Oh, I have no idea.
Take a guess.
I really truly couldn't. I have not been in that game in my entire life. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. All I can tell you is it was in Newport Beach and it was very, very nice.
Well, that's a good one.
Okay,
there you go.
That's where I'll leave it at that.
Have I ever told you about my first wedding I ever attended? So I was 11, 12, somewhere in that range, and never been to a wedding before. It was my cousin's wedding, Charlie. I wasn't in the wedding, but he invited all our cousins, and there's tons of cousins. And so me and the other young ones are having a ball on the dance floor, and my parents let me have free reign to do kind of whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I went to that bar, and I said, hit me with a Shirley Temple. I had probably 20 Shirley Temples.
How did you not go into a diabetic coma by the end of the wedding?
I probably should have. My parents, were not watching me, so I just had
really
the guy
funny.
got to know me, and it's like, oh, another Shirley?
Yeah, here she comes again.
Yes.
Get a Shirley Temple on tap. Surprised he didn't have one pre-made just under the bar. Just boop.
I'm sure he did at the end.
Oh, yeah. The first time I got hammered off soda was at a wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, free reign.
Yeah, you don't.
Give me another Coke.
Your dimmer switch as a child is not very accurate.
Like
You're
Forrest
not quite
Gump.
sure what it is.
I'll have another one, please.
I drank myself 10 or 20 Dr. Peppers.
Okay, now I know what Sua Cravens was talking about. Fantastic. Fascinating individual, right?
Sure.
Yes, when he mentioned Cam Curl. We were talking about Jalen Ramsey and Minkah Fitzpatrick. That's what they gave up to get him. Now I see what he meant. Would you be willing to give up Cam Curl to get Jalen Ramsey?
Yes.
Hell no. Give up Cam Curl and a second or third rounder to get No,
not that.
Right.
But
Hell no.
a 1-for-1, yeah, I would do that because I think I think the Rams are really close to competing for the ultimate prize for the Super Bowl. I think Jalen Ramsey gets them closer to that. Now, long term,
I think it creates another hole.
Maybe having Jalen on the team would be something I would be interested in.
But I would want to bring him here to pair him with Cam Curl. Then you've got something.
I mean, that would be ideal.
If you're trading 1-for-1, that makes no sense. You're
but if I'm getting
a better corner,
guy,
but you're creating a big hole in your secondary. That makes no sense.
If I'm doing 1-for-1 though, and I'm getting the better guy,
I'm listening.
Then
you got to make sure you've got somebody that can equate what Cam Curl gave you.
Sure.
I'm not sure if that guy exists.
Maybe not, but I feel like I could find that more easily than I could find somebody that would have the impact of Jalen Ramsey.
And I think I would rather have. Well, it depends. I'd know the safety could be far more important because he helps you in run support. He also helps you covering deep. That would be too steep. Or a second or third rounder. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I'm not doubling up on that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
That might be a little too steep. Yeah.
But two things for Shohei Ohtani in Kansas City over the weekend that he has never done before. Which one do you want first? You want the.
He's never been in that heat in Kansas City.
He's played in Kansas City before. He'd never pitched more than one inning as a Dodger.
Hell. Yeah.
Right?
Woo.
So he went 2 innings, looked pretty good. We'll talk about that in a second.
So it was hot and then it rained? Oh, my God, it was
worst.
miserable.
That is the worst, isn't it? It's like just being in a sauna.
Oh, my God,
it's
poor
so
guy.
gross.
Yes.
The other thing he did is he threw the hardest pitch of his entire Major League career, 102 miles an hour.
What'd you make of that?
When I saw it pop up on the screen, I was watching it, and I literally out loud, holy S.
Yeah.
It literally was one of those holy smoke moments because 102, you'll see 99 gas, 98 gas, occasionally 100, like, whoa, 101's
Turns
like,
your head.
damn,
Yeah.
102?
Yeah. And it was the same guy, right? I heard his 2 hardest pitches were to the same guy.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, well, you must hate me or something.
Or he was feeling it, and that chain came together at the right time, and everything just. I mean, honestly, it was almost one of those. Whoa, dude, settle down,
easy,
big fella.
Okay,
yeah, like take it easy right there. I know you're feeling good. I know it's been a couple of years since you pitched, but clearly he was feeling no pain, free. 102.
I was thinking,
102?
Great for the Dodgers. You're stretching him out. Maybe what you said is exactly right. Never doubted you that he's one of the best on the mound and at the plate. I think we're starting to see that now. The other thing was I was happy for the doctor. Was that Elatrosh?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Where would you go to someone else?
I mean, for a dude, you've been rehab. This is his second, right? And he revs up and throws it over 100 twice. I mean, 102. Yeah, that's good rehab. That's great work. Good job, guys.
Yeah, right.
I have a scenario for my favorite sports movie ever, and it's called Stick It, okay? It's a gymnastics movie, but stay with me 1 second.
All right.
And this girl is someone who can throw these tricks really hard, but she doesn't always land them, and she might injure herself. And so he's like, you got to learn to control your tricks. Just because you can do this doesn't mean that you should do this. Let me tell you how to control it and harness it to one direction. Just because Shohei can throw 102, should he be throwing 102 right now?
Let's save it for the World Series.
No, I don't even think it's that. I think it's honestly like when you went. Who did he pitch against first? San Diego. So when he made his debut against the Pods, he hit 100. And Dave mentioned it after the game. Shohei mentioned it after the game. They all went, yeah, that's not what we were looking for. That caught all of us by surprise.
Right.
But adrenaline. You just start going. You're not thinking about modulating your effort. You're just I'm out here pitching.
If he surprised himself, great.
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, I think there might be something to that 102. Just be like, hey, bro, take it easy. We need you to pitch in September and October. Let's not leave live ammo on the field. But
no doubt,
I have to remind myself, this is for all intents and purposes. These are rehab starts. This is what would typically be happening in the minor leagues. This would typically be what's happening in spring training, ramping up for season. This is like early spring training for him. We'll go an inning. We'll go an inning again. We'll do 2. Like the on-ramp to the regular season is very, very modest for Shohei, even if he looks like he's ready to go out there and throw it through the side of a wall.
What if he goes through the first inning and the second inning with
20 pitches?
Yeah. Would you let him see a third?
I think they're predetermining all of this stuff, and I think whatever the predetermination is, you stick with it. I do not think you alter it based on circumstance.
Unless he wants to go.
I would shut it. His next start will probably be they play the White Sox, then play probably against the Astros, right?
Yeah.
If they're telling themselves today on June 30th, Shohei, you're going to pitch 2 innings against the Astros, he's going to pitch 2. Even if he had 2 6-pitch innings and threw 12 pitches, I don't think they're going to, because it's not the pitches necessarily, it's the up downs that they're trying to get him a little bit more used to.
And he should not be running to the on deck circle. Come on.
I'm with you.
Yeah, he should not have to do that.
I think. Well, it was interesting because he pitched on the road for the first time. So he got to hit, come back in, and he struck out, I believe. And he came back in. So he got to sit down, catch his breath for whatever it is, 6-7 minutes. On the days he pitches at home, I think it would be in everybody's better interest if he hit somewhere other than first. Even if it was just second. Just flip him and Mookie.
Yes.
Just buy him the 90 seconds it might take for Mookie to have that at bat.
Maybe you had to convince him. I think you might have. It might be better for you if you move down in the order a little bit on days you're pitching.
Roberts was talking about it, and I believe, and I don't want to quote him exactly, but this is pretty close. It's an ongoing negotiation.
Yeah, okay.
I think what Ohtani hinted at is he wants to stay at 1. And I think the Dodgers, if I'm reading the tea leaves, is we would prefer you don't be at number 1 on the days that you pitch. So it's an ongoing negotiation.
You don't have to be a tough guy for us.
Shohei will ultimately get what he wants.
I hope so.
It was 102?
Dude.
102?
I'm telling you. Come on.
And it just sawed the guy off. The one that was, he got his bat on it, shockingly. That's that Caglione, the guy from Florida, who's actually a two-way guy until
pretty great
pro ball. It looks really good.
Yeah, man. I thought
good.
You were going to tell me about Robleski.
He was great too.
Okay, yeah.
He's. We'll get into that. We'll throw that at the top item of the dump because Justin Robleski was good again after being good again. He's really kind of settled in. But we got to do hot and cold next. We get to do hot and cold next. That's coming up. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Next Gen, you know those guys, the official air conditioning, heating, plumbing, and electrical team of SoCal sports fans. But did you know this? Did you know that the water in SoCal contains a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want, like nitrates, pesticides, forever chemicals, lead, chromium, chlorine, and even more than that? Why not see what a difference purified water can make for you and your family? And right now, for a limited time, NextGen's going to make that even easier for you. They're offering ESPN LA listeners $500 off any whole home water purification system. They don't stop there either. They're going to take care of your water. They're going to take care of everything inside your home. Your whole home comfort provider at NextGen, offering plumbing, AC, heating, electrical services, you name it. We're talking 5-star reviews, decades of experience. You can trust them for both quality service and their expertise. They've got financing options available. They can come to your house 7 days a week. And, of course, that 5-star legendary service at NextGen. So don't wait. Give them a call right now. 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN or nextgenairandplumbing.com.
Fuego. NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
the official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Pacific Palms Resort, LA's Hilltop Hideaway and #1 work and play resort, provides opportunities for all travelers and locals. Enjoy restful accommodation, dine in the Red Restaurant with an expansive outside patio, or pamper yourself and relax at the spa. Hit the links at one of their 2 championship courses, the Babe and the Ike. Pacific Palms Resort is the perfect choice for a Los Angeles venue for your business meetings, weddings, and big events. Enjoy a beautiful staycation or family holiday at their Hilltop property. Book your stay at LA's #1 work and play resort today at PacificPalmsResort.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
As you know, we've welcomed the new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week.
'Cause you're hot and you're cold.
Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to NextGen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
Aloha.
Chamberlain.
Burn it down.
Fuego. What's hot? What's fuego? I don't know if that's hot.
Yeah, it is.
Is the WNBA. They're going to expand. They named 3 new WNBA teams that will be coming in the coming years. First up is Cleveland in 2028. They're going to have Detroit in 2029, and then Philadelphia coming in 2030. And I do think that Philadelphia is going to rearrange where all of their sports teams are. I think there've been plans to potentially move the Sixers / this new WNBA team to the water side and away from where the Eagles play. So that might be why it's going to take 5 years as opposed to shorter years. But I'm happy about this. I love that WNBA is growing to different cities. It's only going to be good. And also the whole thing is there's a lot of talent coming out of college that don't have a place to play because there's so few teams. So many talented people, international and collegiate athletes, don't get the chance to play in the WNBA, so they have to go international in order to play. So this opens up more spots on teams to expand, and I think this is an overall good thing for the WNBA, and I'm happy about this.
I hope they adopt the Detroit mentality. The bad boys version. Would that be nice?
Physical, right?
Bad girls?
Philadelphia, another tough place. And what was the other? Detroit and
Cleveland. Cleveland, and Philadelphia.
Yeah, man. There you go.
By the way, this weekend, I did check out the first women's sports bar in LA. It's called Untamed Spirits in Silver Lake.
And?
It's a really fun time.
Yeah.
So if you are a women's sports fan, it's really a great opportunity to get to hear your sport on the speakers. Like they have the WNBA game on the speakers, so you can follow along with it, and that often doesn't happen at sports bars generally. Really good selection and just a really safe space.
How's the food?
Really good. We had nachos.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Nice.
That has never happened at a sports bar.
What's that?
The WNBA was being broadcast.
Not well. It'll be on the TV,
On the
but it's
speakers.
not.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they do Angel City games, watch parties there. They're going to have for the Women's Euros this summer games you can see there. So if you are a fan of women's sports, definitely check it out. I'll be going there more often, which is great. So that's what's hot. What's cold is the freeze. So you guys know about the freeze in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know what the freeze
that
is.
guy can run
super fast.
It is
He has to have been a track star,
He
right?
was.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me explain to people who don't know who the freeze is. The freeze is, I don't want to say he's a mascot, but he is a participation in the Atlanta Run-Of Show. So he is someone who dresses up like the Freeze or the Frozone or whatever from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
And he runs really fast. But he often gives people want to challenge the Freeze. And he will give them a big head start.
They race from foul pole to foul pole along the warning track.
Mm-hmm. And he always wins. He always smokes them, even if they have like a half a entire race ahead of him. So he did lose this weekend. I think he underestimated his opponent. It was a current police officer, a woman police officer, but she formerly ran track in high school.
She got the knees up.
Absolutely smoked the Freeze. He gave her too much of a leeway. So is the Freeze dead?
No, because there are other people that can run, and if she's a cop, she's probably physically fit.
He's lost before.
And she, like you said, Em, if she's a former track person and she knows how to race a little bit, that's how he can lose. If he's running against a person, he's going to dust him every time.
No doubt.
But if he's running against a former athlete who's still fit, they got a shot.
And
it's
she's
fun
got
to
a lead.
watch.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that act.
I do too.
It's fun. That's a fun little show.
I like that. I don't get me wrong. Like I like in DC the presidents. That's fun. I like the sausage races in Milwaukee. Those are fun. But the Freeze, I think of those things. Cool. That's the one I like
and
the most.
And the bowl lady.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen the bowl lady that
no,
kicks
which one's
the bowls
that?
onto her head?
Oh, you're about Red Panda.
Red Panda.
Red
I haven't
Panda
seen her in a
Yeah.
Love
that.
She doesn't go to baseball games because she can't do it on that field. He has to be on a court.
Yes.
Red Panda's good.
On a unicycle.
I also like when they send people down the slide in Milwaukee. That's fun.
Yeah, because Vassay
he broke his
separated
neck
his
or shoulder. That's what it was.
I didn't hear what you said. Did you mention the president race at
Yeah.
Nationals?
Yeah.
That's my favorite by far because it's so funny because their heads are so big.
Who's the one that never wins? Is it Teddy Roosevelt?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then also this past weekend at the Mets game. Actually, it was last week sometime. They were doing kind of their running of like the New York thing. So they have a Bronx Zoo giraffe. They had a piece of pizza. They had like a rat and like a Subway, all that stuff. So things that are New York. And the Bronx giraffe was running. It was going to win. It got clotheslined by a chair, like WWE style, so that the pizza won. So I guess they don't like the giraffe. They want the giraffe to get smacked.
Every once in a while, like something weird will happen, and this goes back, maybe 15 or 20 years now that I think about it. But it was in Milwaukee. It was during the sausage race, and so they do it on the warning track, right?
Yeah.
And this particular, like the finish line was by like the on-deck circle. So they started in like center field and ran to the on-deck circle.
Yes.
And one of the players like whacked one of the sausages with like a broom or something as they were going by. It caused this huge thing because the guy kind of got hurt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
a
a whole deal. But I love that.
Yeah.
Like I don't need a whole stadium full of that, but if you're going to give me one of those little
Be
one-off
fun.
things,
But the
it is
Dodgers
fun.
don't really do that. Their
don't.
production is
They
very
don't have to.
They don't have to. That's okay.
They have Shohei. Just wait for the real show.
But that's not in between innings.
You're right. You're right.
Wait for the real show.
Bobby, my son Bobby participated in one of those.
Did he?
He stole third, where they put you like towards the left field foul pole.
Yeah.
And you have to run and grab third base and run back before a certain time.
Oh, nice.
They do pre-tape stuff. You know, like okay, guess you against a Dodger and see who can guess this thing right. They do that.
Yeah.
I like the mascot football sometimes when they're going
Dude, those guys go hard.
Every now and then it gets
against
a little,
the kids.
It gets a little weird, but
those
it's funny.
guys go hard.
Yes, they do. Too hard sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a kid out there.
Yeah. Well, you got to find like, what's the goal? Like, if those kids were 13 or 14, go hard.
Different.
If they're 8, take it easy.
Teen.
Yeah.
If they're
teens,
go at
Teens
them.
are
If they're
good.
younger than teen,
Teens
let
are
them
good.
win. Yes.
Who's hot, who's cold? It's brought to you by Next Gen, the official AC, heat, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN, 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. We mentioned Justin Robleski a second ago. We can get into that for a little bit. He was fantastic. I'm pulling up some numbers here. I saved them. He's pitched, I think it's 8 times this year now, DeMarco.
Yes.
He's pitched somewhere between halfway decent to very good in 6 of them. That's an outstanding percentage.
Okay, is he like the dude? Is he the right guy for the time, or is he going to be on your postseason roster?
Oh, he's on the postseason roster right now.
Right now.
Yeah. I think if you were, we'll
Glass.
see. Well, it depends
All
on
the guys
which of
coming
those
back.
guys are back.
Right.
He
or
would
is he the right guy for the moment?
Can he be both?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely. Either way, it works out.
He had his debut back in April against the Nats, speaking of, was dreadful. He got bombed out in that. Since then, he's had one bad outing. He had a bad outing against the Cardinals, but other than that, he's pitched 5 innings, 4, 6, 4, 5, 5, and 6.
Yes.
He's eaten up a ton of innings. He's striking out a bunch of guys. Here is strikeout number 6, 7, 3, 5, 5, 4, 4. He's getting guys to swing and miss, and when he doesn't walk guys, he's really good, and he was really good yesterday for the Dodgers again. And you're starting to see what we talked about at the beginning of the season, which is they had so many redundancies in place that even if guys started dropping like flies, they had more.
Yes.
So Sasaki goes
Gotta
down,
time it up
Snell
right.
goes down,
Yep.
Glasnow goes down. But look what's happening now. Kershaw's back and pitching well.
Mm-hmm.
Ohtani is back and looks pretty good, but he hasn't been
Trending
stretched out.
towards,
Trending
right.
towards. Robleski looks like he's really found his spot. Kasperius has found
been
his
a great
spot.
piggyback guy.
There's just those multiple options that maybe aren't, to your point, DeMarco, postseason options are great options right now, and those guys are really jumping
Yes,
on. It's great.
the best options you have between June and July, and then at some point, you're going to take the training wheels off of Shohei,
Sure,
and let him go.
Yeah, a month or 2 away, but yeah, for
when
sure.
is Snell scheduled to come back? We don't know.
So this is my favorite thing.
Okay.
Okay, and I hopefully soon. They say he's playing
thought it was
catch and all these
soon.
things.
Right.
When he missed his start after pitching, he pitched opening day in stateside. Then he started the second game, came out after that, and that's when they shut him down.
Mm-hmm.
His second start of the season, they're like, he might miss one. Well, it's July, and he hasn't pitched since. So I don't know.
You're almost at the PNR, right?
Yeah. I'm at the point where it's like, I don't know. Glasnow's pitching in the minor leagues. He's making rehab, but I don't know, man. I worry about the guys that are here. I hope they come back. I hope
Right.
they look sharp, but Sheehan's look sharp. Robleski's look sharp. Kershaw has looked.
Oh, that's
still
yeah.
the eye test is not filling me with confidence, but the results are pretty good. And Kasperius has been good.
I know what I was going to bonk off your noggin.
Boink.
This was the Padres. The Padres play-by-play guy was going on and on about.
Oh, yeah. I saw this.
Okay.
Yeah.
About Machado is a much better third baseman. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Than our guy.
Uh-huh.
And
no lies detected.
no lies. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. We
It
talked
is
about
voted
that,
by
right?
fans.
Yeah.
for the
No, the
All-Star.
argument isn't, is Max Muncy good? He is. The argument isn't, should Max Muncy make the All-Star game? That's a different argument. If you're saying who is a better baseball player,
Machado.
who is a better third baseman, Manny Machado's going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so maybe the heat was you're not supposed to say that about your own guys.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, that's one of those I just went, okay.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, thank you.
He is.
Much ado about nothing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if I were Max Muncy, I would probably think the same thing.
You think?
Max Muncy is a good player. He's going to end up with maybe more home runs than any Dodger in a Dodger uniform of anybody until Shohei eventually passes him.
Too.
He might be an all-star. He has been an all-star.
Yeah.
Manny Machado's going to the Hall of Fame. Max Muncy is not.
Okay.
We done here?
That's what I thought. Okay, I didn't see where the heat was.
Yeah,
maybe it's because you're not supposed to be have that sort of effusive praise of your own guys.
What would have been weird is if
Pinky
that had
up.
come out of a Dodger announcer's mouth. That would have been one of those weird
You
ones,
couldn't
but
sell that, could you?
no,
Okay,
no, but
that
it's
dog won't
true.
hunt. Yeah.
But it's true.
No, you couldn't sell the opposite, that Max Muncy's better than Machado if you're a Dodger.
With a straight face?
With a straight...
No.
I mean, he's got 2 rings.
Is Max Muncy Johnny Hustle?
Yeah.
Well,
Max Muncy's not a dog like Machado, but give me Manny.
Yeah.
But I know who I'm picking.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Max Muncy.
Me too.
MVP. By the way, hot as a firecracker. He's doing great. The question is, I could not take myself as a serious baseball person if I was going to make the argument that Manny Machado was not as good as Max Muncy.
That's what I needed to hear.
The
Thank
Dump
you.
coming up next. Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The breaking news yesterday that LeBron is opting into his $52.6 million deal. What does it mean? We're talking about it all day as the free agency frenzy tips off today on your home of the Lakers and the NBA, 710 ESPN, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Breaking news on 710 ESPN is powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons and locations.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
All right, we got a caller who says, I need to buy a car and I need to save money. Well, my friend, I've got one answer for you. The Cerritos Auto Square. It's America's largest auto mall. 24 dealerships, all the top brands, all in one easy location, right here in SoCal. And here's the secret. These dealers sell more cars than anyone because they have low prices. And they can actually afford low prices because they sell so many cars. Check it out at CerritosAutosquare.com.
Cerritos Auto Square.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
Your guy, it's Mike Tyson's birthday, guys.
Yeah.
He's turning 59. Did you guys think he'd make it to 59?
I was just going to ask DeMarco the same thing.
At all.
Not a chance.
Not even close.
Not a chance.
Not free.
Quite frankly, yeah.
Yeah, not free.
Yeah.
Definitely no.
No. Mike Tyson, the over-under on him was way over 59.
Yeah.
Or the under, I should
The
say.
under.
Like, yeah,
I know what
yeah.
you meant. Yes.
That Mike Tyson felt like a tragic ending was inevitable.
Yes.
Whether it was an accident, an overdose, it just felt like something terrible was going to happen.
Something.
To him.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's still here. He's a fascinating character.
I am glad we shared the earth with him because that was unreal. Yes.
It was an incredible thrill to get to see him do his thing. And it was a fascinating story, too. We talked about it a lot last week. We don't have to go over it again, but just a fascinating individual. And that we ended up where we ended up is both amazing and I'm happy for it. Cody Rhodes turns 40 years old today, DeMarco.
No way. Okay. Interesting, his career arc. I was more of a fan of his father. I was actually more of a fan of his brother, Dustin, than I was Cody Rhodes. And then Cody Rhodes, by sheer grit and determination, got to the top of the wrestling business. Really.
Who are his dad and his brother? I'm unfamiliar.
Oh, Dusty Rhodes.
Okay.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Let me just reach out my hand to you.
Was he like a preacher?
He looked like one. He was, my honey may be a little bit too big. I'm a son of a plumber. So whatever Ric Flair is to you.
Nothing.
He looks gorgeous.
Okay.
Dusty was the opposite. He was the everyman. So Dusty got it started. He had a son named Dustin that looked just like Dusty, so he had to become Goldust, put on face paint. But he was a great worker. And then Cody Rhodes, out of nowhere. I mean, he was an afterthought. He was a jobber. And then he got to the top of the wrestling business. Yeah. So credit to him.
40 years old. Happy birthday to former jobber turned champ Cody Rhodes. This is this doesn't happen very often where an athlete in their sport is just universally considered the greatest of all time. We just go like, oh yeah, like Wayne Gretzky is the greatest of all time, right? Michael Phelps turns 40 years old today. When you're talking about the greatest swimmer of all time, it's Michael Phelps, and we're done. He's got like 900 medals in the Olympics.
I think, one more Olympics, maybe one more after that for Katie Ledecky.
Oh, okay.
Katie Ledecky could potentially
in on
chase
his medal count?
His years were more confined. He had less Olympics. Her longevity really proves, but she swims less events. So that's the thing, is she swims the medium to long distance events. He basically, especially in that Beijing Olympics, swam every event.
Okay.
But I would say his Olympics in Beijing are by far, to me, the best Olympics anyone has ever done. He did not lose a single event in the Olympics, and he swam 8 events.
Okay, so I'm going to try to turn this into a baseball thing. You'll remember this name. Bert Blyleven or Clayton Kershaw?
What do you mean?
Is that first name real?
Yeah,
Bert
Blyleven.
Hall of Famer. Like
and spell
he's
it.
like in the top 10 of all-time career strikeouts. Great career. You don't know, but he just pitched forever and was really good for most of those time. But the peak was not that peak. Like doing something really well for a really long time or hitting a crazy high peak. And Kershaw's a bad example because that was not a one and done. He had a crazy high peak for a long time.
Like you're relating.
I'm trying to say, like, getting a bunch of medals in one thing or a couple of things over a very long period of time and winning it for a decade, or be Michael Phelps and win every medal there is to win over a period of time. A shorter period of time.
Oh, I guess Michael Phelps, there was the only competition out there was the Olympics, right?
Well, no, I mean, he was competing at world championships and international meets, and he was competing at high level. But yes, the Olympics is the
high watermark
of that.
Yeah, wasn't he born to do it? Like the way he was built,
he's huge.
Perfect
his body is proportional to swimming. His wingspan, his hands, his feet are all these genetic advantages for Michael Phelps.
Like Usain Bolt. I mean, that's not fair.
Built
a guy
to do it.
that
I mean,
tall.
Kate Ledecky's wingspan is incredible as well.
Is she
for a
really
woman.
big?
She's very big, very tall, lanky. All these things are really good for long distance swimming.
Our version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the film, was released today in 1971. The Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka was released today.
Just read something about that movie. Charlie.
Yeah.
That was his only role ever.
I know.
Yeah. Ever. And went on,
wild?
what did he do? He became a
veterinarian or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing on that movie. Don't look at his grandpa's pinky, because you'll see why. So he has a very long pinky fingernail.
Does he really?
He's got a cocaine finger?
Yeah.
You said
it. Yeah. Grandpa Joe?
We know what that is.
Yes.
It's not my joke, but it's a great joke. The Grandpa Joe and Grandma Josephine and the other two grandparents are in that bed forever and ever, and then all of a sudden they get a free ticket and he can get up and move around?
Yes.
Like, go get a job, bro.
Nope.
Your family's starving to death. You're laying in bed.
You guys have one bed in this small
Like,
place.
you
Watch
got up.
me go. Look at my speed.
Yeah.
You should have worked at
And that
Subway.
movie
Jack
is-
Albertson, right? That's the actor,
I
I
think
think
so, yes.
Yeah.
That movie is unreasonably scary.
Chico
That
and the
movie
Man.
is incredibly scary, especially when he's in that tunnel. And it's like there's
With the
no
boat.
way
Oh,
where
yeah.
we're going.
Well, the first thing when they go into the tunnels, they cut the chicken's head off with the axe.
Yes.
There's a lot. That movie.
And if you're a
lot.
kid walking
Is
through this
the
thing, you don't know these kids are
Grizzly
dead.
Reaper mowing.
Yeah. They just keep having kids disappear. That's fairly
Yeah, and
frightening
if you're
when you're a
if you're
child.
Charlie,
You're ruining
they
the
might as well
movie.
be dead. Augustus, who went in the
Augustus
chocolate
Gloop?
thing. Yeah.
The Firm was released today in 1993.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie.
I really love that movie.
It's a fun movie.
Ed Harris is hilarious in that movie.
Ed Harris is in it.
Yes.
Gene Hackman, Tom
Gary
Cruise,
Busey's
of course.
small role.
Gary Busey's in. He's like the
awesome.
PI, the private dick, right?
Yes.
Holly Hunter is in that movie.
For a little bit, and then
Yeah.
there's Gene
Yes.
Triplehorn is
Gene
the
Triplehorn is in
wife
that movie.
of Tom Cruise.
Wilford Brimley is in that movie.
What did Holly Hunter say? I love your crooked smile. Well, it's not my best feature.
I like Holly
Okay,
Hunter.
so I got the Criterion collection of Thelma and Louise a little bit ago, and they had an interview where they were talking about casting what ifs for Thelma and Louise. Holly Hunter is almost in it.
In place of?
I think she would have been in place of Gina Davis.
Nah,
But
that's part. Nah,
I think, but honestly, when everyone was so in
Gina Davis was
in the
killing that.
documentary,
Oh, she was great.
Killing it.
She-
Yeah,
and by the way,
yes,
like Gina Davis quite a bit.
Yeah,
Big fan.
yeah.
every woman who came in kind of auditioned for both, for
Okay.
Thelma and Louise. But
She'd have to be the Sarandon role.
We're not getting rid of Susan
You can't-
Sarandon.
you
That's
can't
a
get rid of that.
non-starter.
Yeah,
We're
it's
not
perfectly-
doing
yes.
that.
Gina and Susan were relatively unknowns at the time, and then also I watched it yesterday. I forgot about Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah?
Brad Pitt's just a little baby in
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Thief.
Susan Sarandon. Tanya Harding was stripped of her national title and banned for life from the United States Figure Skating Association because of her role in the attack on Nancy Kerrigan.
That was recent, like right
94.
94. Okay, no wonder. It came across the timeline. They showed Nancy Kerrigan getting attacked.
Why?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
that stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
no wonder. Okay. Boy, that was your plan? Go up and whack her in the knee?
And run.
And run? You?
And it took the FBI like 6 seconds to figure out what had happened. They literally left the napkin of their plan in the trash at the pizza place that they found.
That was your plan, huh?
Here's a random story. It was my very first day ever working in a professional media environment. Was the day that story happened.
No way.
I got hired to be an intern at KEYT Television in Santa Barbara, Channel 3. I'm a senior at UCSB. My first, they're like, okay, come in on a Wednesday night. You're gonna, we'll walk you through the 11 o'clock news. We're gonna show you how to do this and all these things. And okay, so I get there, I don't know, at 6 o'clock, and that story breaks at like 7 o'clock.
Wow.
And I'm working in the sports department, right? So this entire Kerrigan Harding thing breaks on the very first day I'd ever been at work, ever. And it was like, oh, this is pretty fun.
Nuts.
We get to talk about this stuff every day.
think
This is
I met
awesome.
her once.
Her being Kerrigan or
Tanya
Harding?
Harding. When
Okay.
she was coming back through for public consumption, she was doing celebrity boxing.
Oh, yeah.
I think she came through the Best Damn Sports Show.
I wouldn't be surprised. That sounds like a spot she would have been.
And I think we all got kicked off the stage except for Tom and what's his name, to do the interview.
Oh,
because they
okay.
didn't want any like crazy off the wall questions.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know what I remember about her, weirdly about Nancy Kerrigan, is I was at the Jerry's Famous Deli in Beverly Hills when we used to
Yeah.
get there. And one night we were there on a Friday night, and I look over, there's Nancy Kerrigan. And I'm like, there's Nancy Kerrigan. And I look at her mom.
This is pre or post attack?
Post.
Okay.
Well post.
Okay.
And I look at her mom, because remember, the big thing was her mom couldn't see
She's
well.
blind. Yeah.
She was holding the menu super close to her face. I'm
Oh.
like, yeah, that is totally
yeah.
Nancy Kerrigan's mom.
That is another story of its time.
Yeah.
When it was everything.
The world stopped.
It really, truly did.
I mean, who doesn't remember? I mean, Tanya Harding, she screwed up her performance, or her boot was not tied, or whatever.
Broke a lace. Yes, broke a lace. Yes.
My first day ever working, was the day that story broke.
The day, the attack, or the day
The attack.
The attack.
My
Wow.
KEYT, Santa Barbara, Channel 3, TV.
That's awesome.
Come in, you're gonna be an intern in the sports department, and I get there at, 5 o'clock, and that story breaks at 7 o'clock, and it's like, This is what we do? Like
Yes.
this
Yes.
is
Sort of hard to go back
naive
to just,
and-
Santa
Yes.
Barbara tennis. You
Yeah,
remember that,
it was a little different.
Contact
news.
It was,
Hashtag contact.
and I remember we got that grainy footage from where she's lying on the ground screaming and learning how to cut tape on that day with that thing.
Was it Galuli? No, that wasn't
Galuli was her
the
partner.
boyfriend.
That was
Shane
the mastermind.
Shane Stant.
Shane Stant had
That's
hired
the
it.
guy.
And
Okay.
never has the term mastermind been more poorly used than it turned with Jeff Galuli. Super Crosstalk is coming up next.
NBA free agency frenzy is here.
What are the next moves for our Lakers and all the news around the league?
Your home for all the action of the frenzy is 710.
And free agency frenzy is powered by Pro Baller. Pro Baller,
The official energy drink of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Hey, John Ireland here for Thrive Cybersecurity. We all know in sports that defense wins games and turnovers kill you. That's also true in business. The truth is 1/3 of businesses will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. Don't let that happen to you. Remember this website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive starts with a comprehensive cyber risk assessment. Their security analysts identify gaps and deliver proactive solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get ready. Visit thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Play defense, use Thrive, and protect your business.
Have you checked out the new Park West Bicycle Casino? Only 9 miles from downtown LA, right off the 710? The bike has been reimagined with new ownership, renovations, and 200 table games. On July 1st and July 15th, buy in for $100 and get $100 in Lucky Chips plus $50 in free play chips. ESPN listeners get $30 in match play when they walk in and say, Cappy sent me. Park West Bicycle Casino. Real cards, real prizes, real close.
Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. GER-001291, 001289, 001292. PSIS license number 1358.
Hey, baseball fans, ready to swing for the fences? It's ESPN LA's Legends Launch, presented by our friends at Legends Attic. Part of All-Star Friday night, step up to the plate and take your shot at launching as many baseballs as you can into the home run zone. Spots are limited, so grab your bat and go to ESPNLA.com right now to sign up. Bring the heat and showcase your legendary swing at our All-Star Friday night event on July 11th at West Covina Sportsplex. Reserve your spot now thanks to Legends Attic, the ultimate sports fans' dream destination.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Mace is back from his vacation. Marcus Grant is here as well, and we were talking a little bit during the break there.
Hey, I wanted to jump
Yeah.
in. So, you know, the woo-woo-woo. You remember the origin of the woo-woo?
Costa Rica.
Yes. Costa Rica. I was just in Costa Rica. We did the zip lining across the canyons. Woo-woo-woo.
And you made it.
Yeah, made it. Did that, did the whitewater tubing. It had just a blast on
I
it.
saw your Instagram post of the whitewater tubing.
Yes.
That looks awesome.
It was really fun.
Was it scary at all?
It doesn't feel completely safe.
Yeah.
Did you almost die?
No, I did not
Okay.
almost die.
Were you-
The thing I love, though, is there's a picture. I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a picture of me and Juan doing it.
I did.
And somehow, unfortunately, there's this splash of water, so you
Covering
can't
his face.
see Juan's face.
I did.
Wow.
Okay.
Damn.
So
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie, Mace. I clocked that. I'm like,
Oh
that's
my
pretty
God.
good
Yeah,
right
no,
there.
it worked out
That's
good.
pretty good. Have you been whitewater rafting?
Never like not to any real danger level. Like, just kind of calm. I've done tubing. How about that?
Rafting.
Right? Where you
Yeah.
lay on a tube and there's like a cooler beers trailing behind you, sort of thing. Like,
This
I've done
is sort of
that.
in between because you're going down rapids in the tube, so you're
Okay.
flying around a little bit that
What
way.
did
But
I
that's
see? You
super
were
fun.
You were sitting in a like a hot tub or something.
Oh, yes, I was in a thermal river.
Yeah,
that's
that
what
river
it was.
Comes
out of the river comes out of the volcano, and it's like 105 degrees, and then there's like hot river on one side, normal river on the other, and then they meet, and it becomes like just really nice temperature to hang out at. So
cool.
I was hanging out in that. Yeah, super cool. I love Costa
You
Rica.
like a hot spring. You've told me that before.
Oh, my God, I love a hot spring.
Yeah, I've
love
never done
a hot
that.
spring. Yeah,
I've
never done a hot spring.
I don't think no.
You got to be
Never
willing
for
to
me.
sit around a lot.
Yeah.
Sitting around in hot water.
I think we can do that. Yeah,
No, not so much.
You know who loves to go on cruises? Brian Cohen.
Does he
Are
really?
you? Brian Cohen's a cruiser.
He is a big cruiser.
Has he seen it?
I don't know. Brian has not seen it.
Okay,
So
it came up earlier today during our show. There's a new doc on Netflix called Poop Cruise.
Poop Cruise, yeah.
And I ran into it by accident last night, but I ended up watching the whole thing.
Yep.
So you turn on Netflix, stuff starts playing.
Sure.
Poop Cruise started playing. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to watch this.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it is, you said hilarious.
I think it's hilarious.
I had a different experience.
Oh, really? What was your experience?
I have no interest in cruises to begin with.
Neither do I.
Okay. And this reaffirmed why.
Me too.
Yeah. Being trapped in a boat full of human excrement, which is literally what they were in, is and the idea of eating all day nonstop doesn't really appeal to me.
No, it does not appeal to me.
That does sound good to me.
Like big piles of shrimp. I just don't like the idea of a cruise like Brian.
And then just being cut adrift at sea sounds terrifying.
I love cruising. There is no pile of shrimp.
Cruises are fun, and there's no big piles of shrimp.
I don't know. Are you a cruiser, Marcus?
I have been on cruises, although I say this, the last cruise I went on probably cured me of it. And it was like, and I say, my best friend got married on a cruise because his now wife and her family are huge cruise people. So they got married on a cruise ship. And we did the 3-day, they did the ceremony, and then we did the 3-day cruise down to Ensenada or whatever.
Okay.
And by like day 2, I was like, I'm over this. I'm I'm surrounded by people. I was like, I can't drink this much.
Yep.
There's like
I can't eat this much.
There's kids running and screaming everywhere. And I'm just like, I just want somewhere to be quiet. And then at the end of the trip, because my mom was on the trip. It was like my best friend. My mom was there. And afterwards, she's like, "Oh yeah, no, we were hanging out on the quiet deck." And I'm like, "How did I never find this
quiet deck?"
I had a blast. I just didn't bring kids though.
It's the crowds that really give me the willies.
Yeah, some of those shots from the boats are like people are almost
Even
shoulder to shoulder around.
But even before it all went haywire, even when the boat still had
looked super crowded,
like the pool, they were shoulder to shoulder.
That's gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's really rough.
I went on 2
deck.
cruises, had a blast.
Good,
but it was just me and a date, so it was different.
Yeah,
I didn't bring mom. I didn't bring the kids. I had a blast.
If you are looking for something that does not involve LeBron James today,
this is it.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Check it out tonight. It's actually just stupid fun.
It feels like it's inevitable, right? A request for a trade. That's kind of how it feels like to me. And if it doesn't end that way, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But it does feel that statement was so loaded with "get ready for the request" that it feels like the request is coming.
Yeah, it almost. You could read it a few ways, right? You could read it as a soft trade request.
Yeah.
The one thing that the past tenseness of it, and I don't have the line right in front of me, but it has been a great relationship with Jeannie and Rob.
Appreciated his time with the Lakers.
And he has appreciated his time with the, it sounds very past tense. Now, so I think one of two things is going on, and we'll talk about it a lot today, but is he asking for a trade in a very soft way? Does he have a destination in mind? Because he's got a no-trade clause.
Without a doubt.
Or is this just his way of, like he does every summer, putting heat on a front office, saying, do everything you can to win?
So that's a really interesting point. The last thing you said, I think, is the thing that's most interesting to me, which is, are we doing this, what he just did, if ownership hadn't changed a couple weeks ago?
Interesting.
If ownership was still just the Buss family moving forward, I don't think we're here today. I think that the decision might be different, the decision being to opt in.
Yep.
I think maybe he would have opted out knowing that he would have gotten more time here because the Lakers cater to their stars. That's their ethos under the Buss family, that they give them what they would like, and you can stay as long as you would like to stay here, and then we'll figure it out from there. You want some help, we'll go get you some help. You don't have to be as overt in your requests as that statement was. He still hasn't talked about the Walter Group coming into
No,
play.
has not.
The Lakers did not comment on him opting in, which while isn't
comment at all.
mandatory, it's
Smart.
unusual that they didn't. And I really do think there was a fundamental sea change in the relationship between the organization and the player when that new ownership
I
group
think there's
came in.
no question. He said we have had a good relationship with Jeannie and Rob. I think ultimately there is some element of Rich Paul and LeBron saying this used to go through us.
Yeah.
And now it goes through Luka. And I think
welcome to the new world.
I think there's an element of that here that Rich Paul, we've always considered this to be partners and everything. That's probably over.
Divorce.
That's probably over.
Are you ready to be out of the LeBron business?
Are we ever really out of the LeBron business?
If he goes
though?
someplace else, yes.
Marco makes a good point.
Yeah.
If he goes somewhere else, we are out of
out
the
of the LeBron
Yes,
business.
completely. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think at some point, I think for them, it's the culture shock of realizing, like you said, welcome to the new world, right? Like, this was going to end. You were never going to have this iron fist the whole time. And I think it's them waking up to sort of this realization. And I think I think they came to this realization once Luka came to town.
No question.
Yep.
You had to. There was no way to avoid it. Once Luka came to town, you knew that,
It flipped.
it flipped. It was a changing of the guard.
But of all the stuff that you guys have covered, you lifers in this business, have you ever seen anything like this before in your life? To where one guy controls basically a team.
A league for a long period of time.
He can basically hold up the league if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I have not. I've seen powerful players. I've seen guys that had relationships with teams that were very specific and
Or
long.
fan bases that love said player.
Where one guy was the son of the league for this long, and son S-U-N, that he was the center of the universe for as long as he was, and his decisions had the ripple effect on multiple other teams.
Yes.
I've never seen
But it
this.
also feels like basketball is kind of the only sport where it could happen.
Yeah, true.
Right. Yeah. Baseball player, football player. I mean, maybe a quarterback can dictate that sort of thing. I mean, did Brady have that level of power?
Aaron Rodgers,
would
I
move
guess.
on before this in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers
yeah,
is the closest thing.
He tries to.
But he did
tries to use that muscle.
basically as an annoyance, as a nuisance.
Right.
Right.
And he will be annoying people in Pittsburgh.
Yes, he will.
How about that, Mace? No Jalen Ramsey for the Rams.
I know.
thought
I
that was
was
going to happen.
disappointed. I thought that was going to happen
Yeah, me too.
Pittsburgh went on. I mean,
They paid.
they did pay. I mean, that was a real deal. And now try to get by with Kobe Durant, Darius Williams, and Keelan Witherspoon, and it's going to look a lot like it did last year in the secondary. DeMarco.
Don't love it, but you're okay with it. Yeah.
Hit him with that hypothetical that you hit
Which
me with.
point?
The Cam Curl Ramsey. one.
Oh, so if you had to part with Cam Curl to get Jalen Ramsey, like you would trade
1 for 1.
1 for 1.
1 for 1. Ramsey's 30. Cam Curl's 20.
Yeah.
I think I'm playing for right now. I'd go Ramsey.
Me too.
You would?
Yeah. Give me right now. I think this team is right now. This team is so close.
I think you'd open up a big fat hole if you did that.
Perhaps.
I really do.
But
Possibly,
I feel like
You'd
that
be
is
better
a
there.
more pluggable hole than no Ramsey.
I
Correct.
wouldn't want to go into a season short there. I wouldn't, especially with a guy that's that good in Cam Curl, and he has a chance to get better.
The Rams have shown, though, they're willing to sort of give up. I won't say give up, but they're willing to make the big move, even if it maybe hurts them in the long. Matthew Stafford, right? I mean,
right? Yeah,
and they had a couple down years, but they got their Super Bowl.
Yeah,
when they get close, they go.
Yeah, and I don't know why Pittsburgh got rid of Micah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
I still don't know why that
That's
happened.
a high price.
That doesn't make sense to me right now, but
Ten-time
maybe we'll find out why.
And they still also need to figure out how to pay Watt, right?
They got to pay Watt.
But they got to pay Watt.
They're kind of like you said it a second ago. They went out and got DK. They went out and got Aaron Rodgers. They went out
Doesn't
and picked
it
up
smell
Jalen
of
Ramsey.
desperation?
I don't think it's desperation.
all in.
I think it smells of all in.
It does sound like they are all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Rams a few years ago.
What it sounds like to me is they're all in for right now, and they realize that they're going to go into the draft, find a quarterback next year, and they're going to have to build and sort of develop him. So now might be their best chance to win in a couple of years.
I don't mind a wild Pittsburgh. That would be fun.
No, it'd be fun.
Yes.
It would be fun. All right, so you guys got LeBron and Poop Cruise coming up?
LeBron! We'll talk some Poop Cruise. Yes.
Super Crosstalk. We'll